I know. You know, the holiday is just rough. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I'm supposed to be back here 2 days behind. It wasn't just because of the eggnog. It's been fun though, hasn't it? Let's get into this. It's late. Purdy mania, raging, Purdy fever, whatever you want. Purdy, Purdy, Purdy raging. No, Purdy mania, Purdy fever. Whatever, you know. Fam, there are so many things to be excited about as a Niners fan right now. It's just obscene. We don't deserve all this, do we? The future looks so bright right now. The entire Niners empire will need to wear shades going into the playoffs. It's just obscenely ridiculous. Oh, I'm just loving it. So, Mr. Irrelevant rookie Brock Purdy continues to look way more comfortable than he really should while running the Niners offense beautifully. I mean, he has a little hiccup here and there, but come on. He's a rookie. And for a rookie, he damn sure looks good. Nick Bosa can already be predicted to become a Hollywood action movie hero after he finishes his football career. You can already tell that right now. So move over, Dwayne, The Rock Johnson. Nick, you got a few more years there, buddy. But Nick's coming, and I got a feeling he's going to be huge just because that ridiculously funny personality is. The defense, seriously, will soon need a nickname family. We haven't decided. We thought about this at the beginning of the season, didn't we? That nickname, you got to give those fantastic defenses a name. And we've gone over this since 2019. We've never come up with anything, have we? Anyway, we want to throw one in tonight. Let's make a list of those, and we could start it. You know how things get started, right? They start in one place, start to grow, and we could say we started that. No, you will never get any credit, but you know, Kyle Shanahan is suddenly not getting any heat for anything, as usually that has been the case down through the weeks. Everything that goes wrong, it's Kyle. Kyle Shanahan don't get blah blah. But he's got to get out of here. You know, tonight going to the phones for final thoughts on the Niners' performance versus the Commanders. Also, time to start personally analyzing why the big red and gold machine continues to bulldoze through everything. It's running really well, fam. It's really scary how well it's doing. But, fam, there are 2 full weeks left, as you know, in the regular season. It kind of worries me. I don't want that to happen. I just wish we could carry on this 2 weeks for the next 6 months. But George Kittle thinks one award race has already come to an end and been won already. The past Saturday, Nick Bosa had 2 sacks, 4 QB hits, and a forced fumble in that 37-20 win over the Commanders. He now has 17.5 sacks, 42 quarterback hits, and 2 forced fumbles during a season that GK believes should end with Nick taking home the DPOY award. Now remember, this is from a league that has a problem recognizing talents every now and then. You look at C. McC as an alternate in the Pro Bowl. Dre Greenlaw just got easily. And I understand, there's only a certain amount of spots, that you got to give up. And there's others that may have gotten more favor because, 1/3 goes to the fan base and 1/3 goes to the players. Another third goes to, of course, the coaches and managers. I don't know. It's just really kind of strange. I really hate because, you feel like as a 49er fan, it's biased. We feel bad about our players, what we see as being abuse when they're not given the accolades they deserve. But Kittle said via Nick Wagner of ESPN.com, I think today secured his defensive MVP. I don't know how it doesn't. If you look at what he does every Sunday compared to everyone else around the league, whether it's offense or defense, I don't know why he's not the MVP in the MVP conversation too. Every single day, he's just an absolute monster. All the sacks, they're earned as deserved. He's fantastic. He's never not good. Ain't that the truth? Bosa needs 2 sacks to tie Aldon Smith's franchise record and said he's, quote, kind of eyeing it. That number, and he said he feels like I'm kind of living out my dream by producing at this level for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. Nick, I got to tell you right now, Nick, I I know what you're doing. For those of us who enjoy the herb, I know what you're doing, Nick. You need to slow down. It's going to be noticeable soon. But you know what, Nick? If it helps you play like you do, go ahead, blaze up, man. I'm telling you. Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons is likely his top competition for Defensive Player of the Year, but it feels like Kittle is right about where things are headed with the first final stretch of the season, first final stretch of the season, just minutes ahead. Go, Nick. Go, Nick. Go, Nick. If he gets 20 this year, fam, against the Raiders, oh, my Lord, fam, you know how much if he outplays Crosby, too. See, because I need all the ammunition I get. We need to win this game against the Raiders. I need for Nick to get 20. And then, when the Raider fans, I'll be looking for him. Oh, you got to answer this phone. Look here, you take this bet. Oh, you on the phone. Say what? No, you didn't. Let me call you back and give you another chance to get yourself straight. Boy, me and Raider fans, it's fierce. It really is. If I don't give me no fuel this weekend. Anyway, and let me get right into this real quick because Niners were a happy bunch, as you know, after knocking off the Commanders 37-20 Saturday. And it led to a lot of fun material coming out of the locker room following the game. Of course, you know, GK and Nikki B were dressed up in Christmas-themed outfits when they spoke to reporters after the game, which already had people laying on the floor laughing. You big monsters, man, are dressing up like that. When you kidding me? While the team in general was thrilled to be heading into Christmas with a win. But the best thing was, it was Coach Shanahan was thinking and saying about having an 8-day week going into Christmas Day. Coach was quoted saying, just a day that you don't feel like you're getting behind. It's rare that you get to reflect in this league. We got to do it last week with a Thursday night game, and also knowing you're in the playoffs makes it a little bit more fun. But it'll be nice to have a normal week after. Monday will be a true Monday, as you probably already know. They said they bring everyone in. Tuesday will be the players' day off. And he was on to say we'll begin right up there on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll find a way to most likely to win these. Coach is confident already. I love it. Coach, don't ever hear you talking like that. You'll inspire the Raiders. Sorry. He said Wednesday, and hopefully we'll find a way to most likely to win these and hopefully find a way to get the 2 seed. And all we got to do is not have the Vikings play Indy anymore for the rest of our lives and go ahead and see. Green Bay, is it Green Bay playing them this week? Fam, this could be our shot. This could put us in position to get the number 2 seed, because if we go and lose if we beat the Raiders, when we get through whooping the Raiders' ass, then we go to beat the Arizona Cardinals. By virtue of what we're doing, we swept the division. Think about that for a minute. Swept the division. How many did nobody got nothing, unquote. He didn't say all that. I said that at the end. Anyway, Bosa and Kittle were popular topics of discussion after the game, which would make sense. But there are a lot more topics that can be slobbered over there. I mean, including QB, Quack. I'm so excited. We not had a season end like this. I'm all giddy all that time. I wake up in the middle of the night running around the house and running into things. I could probably need to seek attention, huh? Anyway, Brock Purdy reminds Ray McCloud of not one but 2 elite quarterbacks. Why Purdy's day was unique and more. Shades of 2 great ones in Brock Purdy. 49ers players have nothing but emotional praise, as you know, for Brock Purdy over the last 4 games, which BP he does deserve. After leading the team to 4 straight wins and stepping in for Jimmy G. But Ray McCloud, I don't know if he went too far on this, but you can be the judge of that. Purdy, some of the biggest praise yet after Saturday's game, saying that BP reminds him of 2 of his former teammates, the Bills quarterback Josh Allen and former Steelers Hall of Famer Ben Roethlisberger, at least in one key aspect. You know, both of those guys are big men. I don't know what Ray from where Ray sits, I guess Ray, being a little guy, he doesn't think that way. And he probably doesn't think that way about Brock either. I mean, stature is not a thing here. We're talking about the heart of a player. McLeod said of Purdy this quote, since day one he has big cojones. He gives me that same vibration as Allen and Roethlisberger. When you're just around him in the locker room, of the alpha male mentality. When he's out there, he takes leadership in the huddle. That's been since preseason, since he first got here. OTAs, and it's not surprising us on the field, unquote. See, the things we didn't know about Brock Purdy are now being exposed right and left. Purdy, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 INT Saturday. Obviously, our dude has a long way to go before he can be considered in the same class as either the aforementioned quarterbacks, Roethlisberger and Rosen. You know what? Allen, I'm sorry. Boy, Rosen. There could come a moment we say, you know what? Ray was right on target. The dude is large and in charge. Maybe not physically, but boy, he is definitely large and in charge. But he hasn't done anything yet to show he doesn't belong right where those guys are as an NFL starter. But the boy hasn't done nothing or anything to dim the optimism surrounding the Niners as they head towards the postseason. 3 milestones for Purdy. Rudy, I hope you're watching the show. Me and Rudy have been going back and forth on Twitter. Rudy's so out of line right now, you can't believe it. You get a chance. If you're not following me already on Twitter, you probably see Rudy. Boy's out of control right now. How do you run smack with your team setting records for being sorry after the Super Bowl and then coming in and winning nothing today? I mean, Rudy, I listed all your L's. You got enough L's in your record right now to put together a chain link fence to go all the way around SoFi. Or should I say Levi South? Enough about Rude. Well, Purdy may still need a lot of resume building to be considered elite. His accomplishments over the past 4 games have put his name next to some of the NFL's all-time greats. On Saturday, Purdy accomplished this. Per NFL research, Purdy became the second quarterback since 1950 to win his first 3 starts and throw for multiple touchdowns in each game, joining Hall of Famer Kurt Warner. Do you see the writing on the wall here, fam? Per Phil Yates of ESPN, Purdy became the second quarterback since 1950 to throw for multiple touchdowns while having a passer rating of over 100 in each of his first 3 starts, joining Hall of Famer, get ready for this name, Dan Marino. What? Whoa! Per San Francisco Chronicle, Purdy became the first rookie quarterback since 1950 to win the first 3 starts. So regardless of what Purdy does from here, his name will have already been etched in stone in the record books thanks to his fantastic month of December. Woo! As Rev always says, in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. And what the hell has Purdy been doing? And he's not through yet? You go, BP, rooting for that underdog. They wouldn't pick you up in the draft. I bet you a lot of them are biting their tongue right now. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Drake Jackson did not play. We probably wondered about that. I was wondering about that. The 49ers put him on a strong showing up front on the defense Saturday, even after deciding to make Drake Jackson inactive for the game. But why did the 49ers not suit Mrs. Jackson's baby boy up against the Commanders? I thought they would myself before. I thought he's become pretty much the guy every week. He's going to play no matter what. But Shanahan said it had to do with how the defense matched up against what they expected from the Commanders to do, as well as dressing an extra interior player due to defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw playing his first game back from knee issues. Said he looked good. He looked really good. Shanahan said, quote, that was truly because of just who we were playing. We usually have 5 edge guys, up 4 inside guys, and we had a feeling they were going to really try to run the ball. Kyle, you were right. Robinson was kicking our ass there for a minute, and I mean brutally. I mean, he was just doing whatever he damn well pleased. It was worrisome, too, for a minute. He goes on to say they're number 1 in the league in time of possession. That's why they have a real good formula to us. Knowing Kinlaw was, and we didn't want to play too many plays, we had to be careful that if someone did go down, we didn't want Eric Armstead to have to take too much. So I made the decision to go with 5 inside guys, which we had to pick one of the guys to be less on the outside, and Drake lost to Jordan because of special teams. It makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. Drake's got plenty of time in his future. He doesn't have to worry about this. Quote. And Kinlaw spoke about his return and his favorite 49ers player for a few minutes after Saturday's contest. He kept things fairly brief regarding his knee. He did say he was feeling as good as he's been in a while and came out of the game with no issues. Thank you. Big Kinlaw said, quote, I put a lot of time into it, talking about rehabbing his knee. It's been a lot of weeks. I've been grinding on it. So, yeah, I haven't felt like this in a while. Kinlaw's most interesting, unquote. Kinlaw's most interesting quote on Saturday came after a reporter asked him if he watched Nick Bosa a lot when he wasn't part of game action. And Kinlaw said, while Bosa surely makes his share of exciting plays, he keeps his eye on defensive lineman Eric Armstead instead. J.K. said, quote, I watch Bosa a lot. And we know this. Remember that footage was that a year before last? When him and Bosa were coming across the line, and, Nick was doing his famous hand move, so he's coming in swim. And Javon was right. I don't know how they got that photo. It was amazing. Javon was right in sync with Nick. So, no matter what Javon says, he watches everything Nick does. But that's not the case as far as his favorite player. He says, I watch Bosa a lot. Eric is my favorite player in the whole NFL. Not only on the 49ers, I'm talking the whole league, right? He goes on to say, I always watch Eric and what he does. Kinlaw went into greater detail, too, about what he thought was Armstead's best play on Saturday and why Armstead deserves more attention. I'm going to tell you, right? I told you, I understand about Defoe being God, but we get rid of somebody else besides Eric Armstead or Defoe. This is why I never got into that argument. I said, look, I don't know, man. Eric Armstead ain't nobody's chump. I mean, that boy can play. I hate to get rid of one of them, but if you're going to choose between the two of them, don't. Get somebody else. Eric Armstead can play. Kinlaw went on to say, quote, he beat two people. He got a quarterback hit. That was the best play I saw all day. I don't know what's going on with him. And I don't know if he had to say all that, though. He goes on to say, to beat two people and still get the quarterback is very, very hard. A very, very difficult thing to do. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit when it comes to standing people up for plays and just winning his matchups. He wins a lot of reps. He wins a lot of matchups when there's two people on him, and he gets that all the time. I'm sad now. Kinlaw went on to say, then in the running game, he's the man. He can go anywhere. He can play any position in the run game, so he doesn't get enough credit, unquote. I've been telling y'all that for a long time. When I tell you about somebody being good, I ain't playing. I can see it. I really could. I said, Eric Armstead gets a lot of hate, but that dude can play. He's quick and he's big. He's 6'8", something like that. I said, that's a freak. And he knows how to use himself. So, we're not hurting having Eric Armstead on this team. Shanahan offered his thoughts on Kinlaw, though he wanted to play more than the 49ers allowed him to on Saturday, but he showed some good things when he was in the game. Shanahan said about Javon, it seemed like he did well, but Shanahan didn't want him out there. He told me, look, Javon, you're looking good out there. Sit down. Sit. Just sit down. All right, you'll be back. Before you even know it, you'll be back. Sunday will be here soon. I love his enthusiasm, though. Real quick, let me go just before I get to the phone here. Purdy's secret formula, as seen by J. Dub. Jimmy Ward gave some interesting thoughts Saturday on why Purdy has been successful over the past 4 games. Ward said Purdy made it a point to work on the timing while running the scout team, which made him prepared when it came time for him to play on Sundays. Dub's quote is saying that's one thing a lot of rookies have got to do. They've got to work on timing. And in Kyle Shanahan's offense, timing is everything. He doesn't care about the fans and they're wanting to go deep down the field and keep bouncing the ball outside the numbers. In Shanahan's offense, timing is everything. It's critical. That's why it's stress on both the receivers and the quarterback, and they work on that hard, and this is why they do what they do. When it's done right, it's unstoppable. He goes on to say that's one thing that a lot of rookies have to do. They've got to work on timing. When you're going against a starting NFL defense and you're on a scout team, get the ball out of your friggin' hands. He didn't say your friggin' hands, man. Don't care about throwing a pick. Work on your craft. Work on the timing, because once you get your opportunity and you go into the game, you're going to get hit. So if you've been cheating yourself in the practice and you go into the game, you're going to get hit and you're possibly going to get hurt. Ward went on to say Purdy also shows an ability to deal with adversity, which was on display after he threw an interception on Saturday, which, by the way, wasn't even his fault. It bounced off of 3rd and Juwan. Because when you're a last pick, Purdy, you don't have that many opportunities. It's a slim chance. And Ward goes on to say, thank God through all my injuries I went in the first round, so I had a lot of opportunities. The reason why I had so many opportunities is because I was able to change positions Like I'm pretty sure John and Kyle had me on the trade block one of these years trying to get rid of me. But I was a sink or swim. I had to survive, and that's what Purdy has. That's why what I see in him, like he threw a pick, okay, he didn't sweat it. He went on to the sideline, and then he didn't point fingers or anything. Tom Brady. He went to the sideline and made some corrections and came back and threw some touchdowns. This is why I always say, one of the most difficult things you can learn to do as a quarterback is not be fearful. You see an opening, get rid of that rock right now. Believe in yourself and just zip it in there. He's doing that. And that's what – I know people hate Jimmy, but that's one of the things Jimmy Garoppolo does probably better than most quarterbacks in the league. So if Purdy can get that down, oh, my goodness, with everything else he brings to the table, that's the most hardest offense you can stop in the world, one that's built on timing. When the quarterback is throwing his receivers open, it first of all takes a lot of stress off the offensive line and the coverage. It's difficult to cover that kind of an offense. So he's going to, let's see if he gets there, how soon he gets there. I hope he gets there by the Super Bowl. Because I got a feeling the 49ers are not going to get stopped. I really do. I really do. Get your shades, fam, because you're going to need it because the future is definitely bright. Mr. Block Eyes, look, bottom line is why Purdy's doing so good. Who does he face in practice? The best D in the league. I think why he's good. D's he faces a lot. I know, that's that plays a critical factor. And Dub says and everybody else, and how Fred Warner is. Hey man, you ain't out here winning no awards, man. Throw the damn ball. Fred Warner's one of them dudes. You're playing those guys. See, they're always yelling. And the coaches don't say nothing until they get really out of line. But the other player on the other side he's talking to, he's pissed. Hey, yo, Renzo.
Greetings from North Florida.
Renzo, we not heard from you in such a long time. Renzo, get it here, man. We're in here laughing and shucking and jiving about the 49ers rolling, beating the Commanders and everybody else. And who is this dude, Brock Purdy? He was the 7th round pick, the last boy to be picked in the draft, and he's on his way to the Super Bowl? What?
Mr. Impressive is his name.
I like that even better.
Preach! This guy here is like impressing us, man. Ronbo, we watching something special before our eyes, Ronbo.
It would appear.
Going against the number one defense, so he's learning on the job. Hey, we got us a good one right now.
So when he sees the defenses he's playing against now, God, who are these guys supposed to be? I could close my eyes and beat these guys. He's well trained. Rizzo, you're right on target.
Yeah, he is. And old Nick, man, Mr. How you say, Miss Bosa's baby boy? He is just going crazy.
Miss Bosa's baby boy. Her name is Cheryl.
Crazy on the field. I be feeling sorry for people who lined up against him, man. He is doing his thing.
Quarterback's got to know, too. But he's over there. Can you imagine just knowing Nick's over there? It ruins your game. I can't focus. I can't concentrate. I'm talking about offensive linemen. Hey, watch 97, guys. You got 97? 97. Got 97? He can't play, man, because Nick's scaring him to death.
I think with Kinlaw and Armstead coming back, with those two back, I think that's going to help Bosa set that record. It's going to help him out real, make it a little easy on him,
He's got 2 weeks to get 3.
Yeah.
He may get 4.
Yeah, he sure do.
Because that quarterback in Arizona, that boy's going to be meat. And Derek Carr, boy. Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for them. But Ronbo, go off subject a little bit. Do Minnesota have the gift of God with them right now?
Apparently. I believe he's sitting in their locker room. Because, they're getting away with these one scores, and in the last minute, they become the cardiac kids. I hate them.
Man, I be getting headaches watching their games, man. I'm like, bro, y'all keep letting them escape. Why?
33 points. Renzo, they gave up 33 points in less than a half. Over
Listen,
33. What am I talking about? 36?
I was a Colts. Man, I was a Colts fan. Now I'm a Packers fan this week. I'm
I
a
know
Packers fan this
I
week.
know we got to go back and forth. I was a Cowboys fan last week, and I ain't never did that before. I don't care.
Ooh,
I'd rather drink pee,
oh
muley
man,
pee. You know.
I watched some of my Niners friend root for the Cowboys. I was like, bro, what day is this? This is like, oh man, I thought it was like Judgment Day or something. I'm like, did God just come back? I'm like, I thought I'd never see the day we would have to root for the Cowboys. I'm like,
So
what's going on?
we can get over it, Renzo. We don't have to feel bad. You know what? I doubt we ever have to do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna win out, but we just need everybody else to cooperate with us. But I think the league don't want us to get that number one because they know it's gonna be trouble.
Mm-hmm. We can't be at home.
It's gonna be trouble coming
Everybody
to
else.
Santa Clara, man. Yeah.
You know, Mike Florio, who hates the 49ers, said they're the best team in the league. They can beat anybody.
Yeah.
Florio. Oh.
Yeah. And I'm watching Purdy throw deep balls. I'm like, whoa, what kind of offense is I'm watching now? I'm like, I know Kyle Shanahan be over there licking his chops like, yeah, this is what I've been wanting.
Well, no. Here's the thing. My understanding is Kyle just realized he's going to have to allow his quarterbacks to throw. He started with Jimmy before Jimmy left, but the thing is, he knows now they were stacking the box, and Kyle realized, like every week, I got to throw the ball. So now, and as I said, you saw it with Jimmy the last 3 weeks. He finally took the leash off of Jimmy, and I didn't think he would do it so quickly with Brock, but he did it right away with Brock as well. Look for this offense to stay this way. Kyle's going to stop running the ball to death and get them this is off that offensive line, and throw the ball. It will help the run. He took him this long to figure it out, though. Oh.
Yeah, you got. And then the funny thing, you got George Kittle stealing touchdowns. That was funny.
That wasn't for him, I know.
I was like, oh man,
that's why Ray was over there so quick. Ray was supposed to. That was his.
George like, yeah, I'll take this. But I was looking at a podcast one time. They say one thing good about our team is that we got Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup, and he always wins a Super Bowl when he's a backup. I was like, hey,
Jimmy's that foot's got to heal up first, though. And the nice thing is also, even if Brock should get hurt, Jimmy can come in. He can run that offense. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And then we got no issue. That's what we need. Fam, look at this. We ran out of time. Renzo, good hearing from you again. I'll tell you what. Today's minute. I'll see you on Friday.
Oh,
hopefully
man,
you got time. If you're not off,
I'll be back probably next weekend.
We were laughing about the Raiders. Please come back for that party. Oh man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll be on my phone listening to you in the ooh la la. Hey, you know that's number one on the charts right
now. Woo! See you, my fam. Hey, listen. Hopefully, as I say, we'll see you next week. All right, Renzo. Good hearing from you.
Love you,
Back at you, fam. Z, the dark one.
Ronbo.
Z. We'll see.
The dark one is here.
As he should be. It took him too long to get here, but I'm glad we got you. Z, look, we got Brock Purdy. It looks like he's lost his damn mind out there, and Nick Bosa for sure has lost his. We have on both sides of the ball. Do you know the 49ers are DVOA head and shoulders above everybody in the league? So when we look at other teams playing and be thinking, ooh, they good. They ain't good. We are good. See, that's that game because we haven't talked about it since then. It took me 2 days to get back here, but yeah. What are you thinking?
Well, I think Nick Bosa is going to break the franchise record for 19 or 19 and a half. I think he's going to beat is it Aldon Smith's record for the most sacks as a 49er. I know he's going to get that because I believe he had 3 sacks, but he's only counted for 2 because the other one didn't count for the 2-point conversion, correct?
Yeah, exactly. That made everybody mad. No, I didn't know there was such a rule as that.
Yeah, because when I play Madden and I go for the 2-point and I be throwing an interception, they don't add that to the to the completion. So I kind of figured that. You feel me?
Yeah. If they're not going to allow that, they're not going to allow the sack too. That's true, huh?
And I think I got a nick. I think I came up with well, I always had this nickname for them back in 2012, 2013. I was calling them the Goons.
The Goons. I like that.
And the Goons like another form of gangsters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Actually, that goes way back. You're right. Goons. The boss always had his goons. Yes.
29 Goons, yeah.
Oh, I tell you.
But that's it, Ronbo. I just wanted to put my 2 cents into it. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll check you Friday. I'll let somebody else get some time on here. You heard?
All right, fam. Always appreciate you getting in here. We'll talk. We'll see you then. All right, fam. Night. It's a dark one. Make your announcement.
The dark one's out.
We have Brian is the law is out. No, we got it. Who was that else? Oh, Nighthawk. And Nighthawk is out. Hey, chill, Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Phil. Phil, it's such a holiday time. The year's already a happy time. And then we get to be 49er fans, too. Phil, don't you feel blessed that you're a 49er fan? I love being I always do. But there's especially good glow about being a 49er fan this year. Phil.
Well, lately, yeah.
We do have a dark moment.
We had a pretty good year last year.
We did.
And then, 3 years ago, we had a pretty good year.
Yeah, we've been
so it's been, we've been pretty fortunate, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So, Phil, I think you don't want to fire Kyle Shanahan and get rid of John Lynch either.
I never wanted to fire Kyle Shanahan.
I mean,
and John Lynch, too. Look at the talent we have on this team.
I tell you, we need to calm down. When we have moments that are going badly, don't start throwing people out. That's insane.
It seems like forever ago that we were 3-4.
I know, right? It was 12, 7, 8.
It's like, okay,
8 weeks ago.
Now they put it into gear and never look back. So, no, I like our chances like this, right though, now.
Yeah, we got to stop starting like this. Last year we started off with our butts sitting in the bucket, and then came flying out, swinging punches like crazy.
Well, it makes it interesting.
Well, yeah.
It brings out all the haters.
And Shanahan gets fired every last year at the same time he did this year. That's true. It does make it exciting, doesn't it?
The one thing I'm seeing, though, Ronbo, is the Eagles are starting to get the injury bug. They've got quite a few players, and they lost their offensive tackle, right tackle, for the rest of the season.
That's
Lane
right.
Johnson,
yeah,
who's a Pro Bowler.
They're hoping he comes back for playoffs. I heard it.
I don't think he tore his core muscle. I mean, that's
serious.
The same thing Bosa had at the end of his college career, and he sat out a year.
That's serious. Okay, no sympathy from us, though.
I think Hurts is worse than the Phillies leading on.
Yep.
I think he's worse than what they're leading out.
But Phil, there's no excuse for that defense giving that many points up the cut. They're supposed to be good, right? What is with the Cowboys scoring all those points? If they,
exactly.
Phil, that NFC Championship game is going to be interesting.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now, that we're the best team.
Mm-hmm.
The way I look at things. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get just stronger. We're going to have Kyle just said that Elijah Mitchell and Debo might be activated this week.
I know. I wish he'd wait. I wish he'd stop it. If they're going to play, let them wait. We're fine without them. Let them rest. Keep working out. Well, I guess they need one tune-up game. Well, the Arizona game.
I don't agree with that. I think you need to be going into the playoffs.
It's hot.
On all cylinders.
Yeah.
And I think if you sit people out, they get rusty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd rather go in just fighting on all cylinders everybody's, had a few games under their belt. And I like the idea of bringing back Kinlaw in this situation because you get to figure out where he's at before it's too late.
Yeah.
You don't want to find out he's not going to survive in the middle of the playoffs.
So I agree with that. And then we'll be saying things like, if Kyle would have played him a couple of weeks before this time, he'd probably be a little better prepared. And then you can't win for losing.
And I like the idea of putting these players on a pitch count. They only had Kinlaw on 15 plays.
And he was pissed off about that.
Try to build up his stamina. And then you've got Debo. You'd probably want to just put him on a couple passing plays just to run some routes. And just don't let him run the ball,
Yeah.
And I would, basically you've got to put Jordan Mason in there, get him some touches early on in the games. And
Phil, have you heard about Jordan? Is that calf? Is it serious? Have you heard anything? I mean, not calf, but I mean hamstring. It seems like that was what took him out.
Yeah, well, they moved him down to the fourth stringer based on the hamstring.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't get too many touches last week.
Damn.
And that's the way to do it. I mean, you just kind of manage these guys to where they're not going to get hurt towards the end of the season.
For the damage.
Fortunately, we don't have very tough games. The Raiders are crap. Their coach just called out Derek Carr yesterday.
And their defense is last in pass. I mean, they cannot defend against the pass. I got a feeling the 49ers are going to have fun with that.
Yeah, that's why you bring Debo back against them. They can't cover anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Arizona is a dumpster fire right now. So we've got those two games left.
I feel sorry for JJ.
And Philadelphia's got like 8 or 9 guys that came out of that Cowboy game injured. And
well, it's part of the game.
So it all comes around. The Philadelphia went all the beginning of the year, and most of the year without any injuries, and then all of a sudden, poof.
Colin Hurts the MVP at week 8.
I'm not crying for him. Not with our injuries that we had to put up with.
Every year. Every year. We got a couple injuries now that we could do without, but we're rolling along. We got the depth. They finally built this team so it can sustain those injuries.
And then everybody uses that Kansas City game as a way to
talk bad,
knock us down in the power rankings. But we had 7 defensive starters injured at that game.
And actually Nick was coming off. He probably was in there too soon. So was Tavarius. And every time a Raider fan gets in my face about that, I can't believe it. You're in division. How many times you guys beat the Raiders? I mean the Chiefs. God.
Yeah. But anyway, we're getting healthy. We're getting, Elijah Mitchell. He's going to need some carries before the playoffs.
Yep.
You want to get him some ball, some runs, and get him hit a little bit and get the feeling back. That'll take some of the brunt off of Christian McCaffrey. I think you could probably rest him a little bit. Give him less touches. But no, I like our situation right now. So
yeah, it's. I mean, it's rosy. The
Smile,
pictures
Ronbo.
is gorgeous.
I
know I get nervous until even when we play the Raiders. And Phil, all of us know Raider fans. The strain of this game, we've already in the playoffs. I'm not worried about that game as much as I am them. Okay, because I don't want to hear it. Y'all about the fakest. Boy, y'all ain't going nowhere. Here we go with this. I'm like, boy, you just get out of my face. Got a baseball bat right here. I'm not going to argue with you today. I will knock you out. I just can't take it. Whew, wow. The Raider fans, they're an ignorant lot. When they talk, you can't ration with them. Oh.
No, you can't talk with them.
Anyway.
They're just a bunch of useful idiots.
I know. They embrace that whole image. Well, Phil, it's always fun talking. I'll be back Friday looking for your score and what you're anticipating. This is going to be fun Friday. I'm anticipating this score.
All right, so the next call is Friday?
Friday, yeah. All right.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
All right, Phil.
Talk to you later.
Looking forward.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, Phil. Yeah. Vader.
What's going on, Ronbo? What's happening, man?
Vader, man, we're sitting back here tripping, man, being proud to be a part of the Niner Empire. You know what I'm saying? And it's just fun to walk around, and even when you have no need to put on. I mean, you go to work if you wear a suit or anything like that, you skip the suit, you come in, and you wear your 49er gear, and when everybody asks, "What are you doing?" "What?" "Your clothes. What are you wearing?" "What do you mean? Why would you ask that question? It's a foolish question. What does it look like?" You know, you don't have to. Better, Purdy and Bosa, and everybody else on this team. You'll never get through talking about the 49ers if you just go up and down the lineup, looking at all the guys that are contributing heavily to this drive to the finish line. Ben, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? Wow, man. We got a third string quarterback, in the words of Kirk Cousins. How you like that? and I mean, we've got players stealing touchdowns. When have we ever seen that?
Twice this year. And I've not seen it for any other team. I've never seen this before. When you got George stealing from Ray. And then you got CMC stealing from George. I want to see who steals next. I want to see Juwan get involved. Everybody else is taking other people's stuff. I got this. Yeah, go ahead, Juwan. You got it.
Right. Or get a Ayuk going also. But it was funny because you know how a couple of weeks ago they were talking, Kyle was getting in George's behind about running routes.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's like, "Look, I got the route down now." It wasn't your route, George. Take it easy.
You remember that season, don't you? That he told George going into the offseason, George was already perfect as a human being, as a football player. Yeah, you could work on your routes in this offseason, will you? What?
Oh yeah.
I'm George Kittle.
That was nuts, huh? I'm George Kittle. I'm the yak man. Huh? Sometimes you don't need to be the yak man because, I mean, he's been throwing some nice deep balls, man.
Yeah,
we got a quarterback. We got a quarterback, and he was a third string. And it's funny how we got Guido over there. He don't want to spend a dime, and they find this jewel, man, and the last pick of the draft. I mean, I got to give it to our organization, brother, all the way from top to bottom.
He was almost UDFA. Kyle just used that last pick because they didn't, we don't need anything else. Let's just go ahead and pick Brock up because he was priority one as soon as the season ended. I mean, as soon as the draft over, they were going to call Brock within the hour. But let's go ahead and use a pick on him, because they had already scouted him out. They knew what we're just now finding out about a while back.
Correct, man. So, again, I got to give shout out to this organization, man. They've done it from top to bottom. But, again, like you stated, Bosa, he should win that award. Shouldn't have no problem with it. Should be in the bag.
He's not a cowboy. Yeah, you know how it goes, Vader.
Yeah.
You got to wear that blue star in order to get real recognition from NFL.
And it goes back to prior years, Ronbo. How many times have we said, what does the NFL have against the Niners? What did we really do? Because, I mean, we always get the short end of the sticks when it comes to certain penalties.
It's just amazing.
Things happening. It's crazy, but
it's Jed's uncle. I still think
it's Jed's uncle. Yeah.
I still think they have a problem with that.
Eddie was.
Eddie was just a real dude, man. Come on, man. You guys got to excuse that. You have to blame the 49ers for the rest of their natural days for that. He gave the organizations to his sister. Stop.
Exactly. Stop enough. Yeah, exactly. But man, Eddie was a hell of an older brother because he used to get upset like a fan when we would lose. Remember how he'd always want to fire the coach? Brother, it's only one game. Take it easy. We lost by 3 points. But he and that's who we needed.
He's emotional, like you say.
Yeah, he's emotional. He cared about his team. He cared about our reputation, what product he put out on the field, and man, we're getting it now after all these years, man. We've got a quarterback. We've got several quarterbacks we can go through. Are you kidding me? We got several backup third string players. You got like Jackson going in there filling in for Kinlaw. It's like, dude, I mean, we're sitting pretty right now, baby. We're sitting pretty.
And
nobody can score more than 20 points.
Debo. And I mean, and he did that so well. And he's the exact opposite of Debo. Debo's big, bulk, power. Ray is fluid, quick, fast. And look at you, Ray. I didn't know you had it in you.
And did you see the way Debo was holding him and stuff like that? I was telling my wife, he's probably grabbing him, say, "Hey, don't get comfortable with that play, because that's mine."
Because Debo was all up in his face. I said, "What does Debo ask you about? How you do that? I didn't know you could do that." Well,
Hey,
that's my job now. Don't worry. Don't get crazy.
You were about 5 seconds shy than my time. And I'm just screwing. But it's, I mean, we're sitting pretty. You could see it all on ESPN and Fox Sports and the rest of them. I like the last caller stated, they always bring up the stupid Kansas City game. Now I hear these guys coming out saying, "Well, they had 7 players down." Well, you didn't say that at the beginning. You didn't say that prior to us having the game.
This is when they start walking things back, Vader. Watch all these guys try to renege on some of the things they said earlier. All of them. Ryan, some of those guys at ESPN. Stephen A. Smith is sticking to his guns, though. He's basically saying the same thing he's always been saying. But he never gave the 49ers. As long as they got that defense, it don't matter who the quarterback is. I'm saying, Steve, you could give offense a little credit now, though.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, this is week 16.
It's week 16. We still got a gel. The kid's doing awesome, and I'm liking that we're throwing the ball a lot more. It kind of
Cal finally woke up. So good, and it works. It's making the run game, because when you got McCaffrey, you don't need to keep running the ball like he was trying to run it up the gut all the time.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, and that killed us, especially with McCaffrey. You see Mason doing a little better because he's a bigger structured guy. But and then when we had Devo go down in that instance, and brother, I thank you that you got the number 80 on today to kind of represent. Hey, Kyle, what are you doing?
I know that.
Kyle, take it easy.
Everybody,
you're killing
running them dudes up the middle of the field. The hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, man. We got players old. Back in the day, players out there putting in their 2 cents. It's just, dude, it's a beautiful. I mean, man, it's been a beautiful season. I can't complain.
And it's going to get better, too. And especially whooping the Raiders this weekend. Man, I'm going to be besides myself. Man, y'all, Celebration Sunday is going to be ridiculous. I can't wait. If we beat the Raiders, oh, man.
Oh, man. I was thinking about going out. I wanted to go out and see that game live. But I guess they stopped the flights going in from Southwest. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. Man, what I wanted after we beat them, really quick, after we beat them, I wanted a fan to yell at me the way they yelled at that poor New England fan, and he got great seats at the New England Stadium. They gave him, I think, a suite and stuff. That's all I want, brother. That's the only reason why I would go to that damn stadium.
Better sign it out. Production's going to throw us both out of here.
All right, brother.
Friday. All right.
I'll see you Friday. Let it go on Ready Goes Radio Ronbo Sports, and you have a lovely evening. And shout out to Big Show TNT. Have a good one, Ronbo.
To Vader. Looking forward to Friday. You too, fam.
Looking forward. Take it easy.
Hey, KC. Raiders, we're coming for you. Casey? Casey, man, I don't know. I'm torn between the joy of what we've become, of how we took care of the Commanders, who supposedly have one of the better defenses in the league. And also, I'm all giddy about the possibility of being able to say, look here, Raider fans. No, don't avoid me, because I'm going to send you all a blank. This is a huge message for every last one of you. That's 2 in a row. That for how many years were you bothering me about y'all got away with 1? What do you mean we got away with 1? You guys have every 4 years we play it. You're still talking about a game you won 12 years ago. See this Casey, you're where Hawks fans are annoying. You need to be around Raider fans and make a comparison between the two. I'm done. I'm going through. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm okay. I'm calming down. All right, Case, let's start all over again. We're talking about block.
Rumble, I met a Seahawks fan tonight, and he said he's no longer a Seahawks fan. He's a Niner fan now. And he said
Tell him no.
He couldn't be a fan of the Seahawks after they lost the Super Bowl.
Oh, it's been that long?
Yeah. No, and he was even talking about how he remembered how Malcolm Butler didn't even practice that week. I thought that was really funny.
It's just interesting to see the way the NFL goes. Our turn will come later. We'll have to suffer at some point. I don't know when. As long as Shanahan and Lynch
I
are
know,
there.
and Ronbo, I'm with you now. I can't imagine what it would feel like to lose. I mean, how are we going to handle that the next time they lose?
I know, right?
But I don't think they're
We
going
don't know how to
I think
lose.
they're going to win out. So
Yeah. I got a feeling they're going
to
to.
win out, man.
That
Yeah.
team is weird now. They don't even struggle anymore. Maybe for a few minutes, and then they just start commence to kicking ass, and you almost have to pull the 49ers
very
off of
strong
people
right now. Yeah. No, they're mentally built to get knocked down and come back now. Yeah, it feels different. Something happens.
doesn't
I
it?
think it's the Brock Purdy effect of Jimmy going down and this team just saying, okay, Jimmy went down and that's not going to stop us. We still got to go out there and go forward.
Yeah. And in the first quarter, when teams think they can play with us, it's an illusion. It goes on into the second quarter, maybe a little bit, and then suddenly it's like another team say, "Oh God, no! Don't let them go to halftime." Because they know the 49ers will go in, they're going to talk it over, make a few adjustments, and come back and just level the competition. They've done that every week. Shoot, for the last 6 or 7 weeks. Yeah, that's when we started the second half. You're not scoring. If you guys didn't get any points in the first half, forget it. It's over. Man.
Yeah, when they couldn't score in the second half and all that stuff, now they don't even have to worry about it. The second half's,
May as well stay in the locker room. You're not getting anything here.
So.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And, the general consensus I've seen amongst 49er fans is they think they're going all the way. I haven't heard one person say, I don't know where. But no, it seems like
really. Even amongst those of us who worry like I do sometimes, because I hate the possibility of losing, I feel pretty strongly about this team. Like, who's going to stop them?
Especially considering the landscape of the NFL right now. So it seems like the door is wide open for the NFC West. A lot of the Vikings games are really close games, and the Eagles are hurt, and the Cowboys are the Cowboys. So that should do pretty well.
Falling into place, right?
I'd be very surprised if they don't make the NFC Championship at this pace.
Though, Casey, are we? Emotionally,
no,
we're fully invested.
We're not.
No, I'm just saying we're fully invested emotionally in this game. I worry
Rumble,
about all of our collective health.
Is our downfield vision, greater than our stomach, or?
Yes, exactly. No, we got it right to feel this way. I'm staying with this. It feels too good. I don't care what the possibilities
are. But it does, but it doesn't. Because on that Christmas Eve game, it was like, wow, this is a good Christmas present. But they've been like that for a while now.
Yes.
And
after the Chiefs game,
that comeback versus Miami, and the Tampa, I think it was the Tampa Bay game that it really was like, whoa, 28-0. 21-0, all that stuff. I mean, that was.
Ever since the Chiefs game, it was like a cold slap, and they've been a different team.
That's what I thought the Bills would be doing. 28-0 here and there, 35-7.
I have no fear of the Bills anymore.
I
just want to say, anybody who worries about the Bills, if you haven't watched their games, watch some of the games. They are vulnerable in so many different ways. I thought they were just invincible for the first few weeks. They're not. They're not.
Yeah. No, I just I got faith as long as they stay healthy. If Purdy goes down, then they're really screwed. I don't know.
No, really. Josh is not. Yeah, it's a myth that anybody can quarterback the 49ers. But Josh, Jimmy, they make it look easy. But the thing is, everybody can't do that. It's not what some people think and what an NFL analyst. Heck, anybody can run that team. No, anybody cannot.
And the good thing is, it seems like Purdy might be the toughest of the three quarterbacks that they have.
Mentally, he puts on that face. He does look that way.
He knows how to really hang in the pocket and make those tough throws. He makes those old school throws.
Yeah,
and he gets out of it. He was a 4-year starter at Iowa.
And that's the kind of seasoning too that makes him ready for this. He's made the transition. Every quarterback is not able to do that.
Throw? Do you remember that throw where Mahomes is falling down and he's like parallel to the ground and he still gets the ball off?
I know.
Purdy made a throw just like that in college.
Yeah, Case, we're gonna run out of time. Our clock went off fast, didn't it? Case, I gotta see you Friday, okay?
Hi, Rumbo.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
I hope you had a great Christmas, Rumbo. Have
Hey,
a great rest of
me
your
too.
week. And
And Happy New Year's
if I don't
coming
call in Friday, I'm going to say it's going to be 40-0,
All right.
San Francisco.
It is New Year's Day. I forgot. I know where you're gonna be. Thank Casey.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all right, Rumbo. Later, man.
Happy New Year. Hey, JJ.
That was funny, Rumble.
Which
40 to
one?
nothing. I heard that. Good job, man.
Casey always
40
does
to-
that. One of these days he's got a bingo on those scores. Oh God, I love when he does that. Well, JJ, what are you
What's up,
thinking here,
Ron?
man?
Back
Because
complete-
we can't, and we're gonna praise players right now. Nick and Brock are in the spotlight, so you got to talk about them. But then you look down the lineup, we got a lot of guys that are just really special. What are you thinking?
I completely love it, Ronbo. And again, just to prove my unbiasedness, if Brock continues like this, I'm sorry, Jimmy, you're out, bro. It's got to be. It is, man. That's
No,
what
it
it's
is.
always been, Ronbo. You're the same way, man. You just want to win. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, the thing is, you look at it, if Brock really is what he appears to be, now we're going to continue to win, and we're going to save oodles of money, you know? And I mean oodles of money. I mean, you got to have a wheelbarrow to save, you know, because they were talking about renewing Jimmy's contract, right, before he got hurt, which is his luck, always runs that way. And then Brock comes in, an undiscovered entity, well, discovered but not known, and does what he's doing now, and he looks cool, calm, collected, like he knows exactly what he's doing. I didn't expect that.
And he's not. Yeah. And he's not about himself. That's what I love. That's the humble attitude you got to have. That's why I'm like, Ram, I'm going to ask you this. I asked this all the Jimmy fans. If you had a choice, Jimmy hoisting the Lombardi or being the first NFL team to have a rookie win it all, which one are you picking?
Oh, that's really honestly. If I tell you my real feeling on this, I really, I'm just
I love
saying.
it.
Because I'm just going to tell you the truth because you ask. Here's the thing. I saw where this team was going right after the Mexico game. I said, Jesus Christ, this team is starting to gel. I wanted this for Jimmy because I knew if we get to the playoffs,
Ronbo, just say Jimmy. We all know you want to say Jimmy.
Well, I'm trying to. If you let me finish, I just want to explain. I was just trying to explain why. Just leave me a few seconds.
All right, put me back on mute. I give you love.
All right. I
Go
said,
ahead.
but Jimmy's been with this team and went through hell and back with these guys for the last how many years, right? So I said, they finally got it together. Jimmy didn't get hurt in week 8 or 6 or whatever like he likes to do. And they're rolling. He's got the guy he needs in McCaffrey to make all this work. The defense is set. I think they're going to finally do it. So, honestly, I was hoping for Jimmy. I'm not going to lie, But if Brock's going to do it,
Good.
I ain't going to hate on him. I ain't no hater. If Brock can do it, more power to us all.
Ronbo, everybody in this thing loves you, man. So it don't matter. Just say what you want, really. I'm going to say it. I want Jimmy to do it just so it can shut all these assholes up. That's what it is. But if Brock does it, I'm super happy Brock does it. Like I said, I was 10 years old the last time we hoisted Lombardi.
Oh, see,
I don't
that's what
care
I'm
if
saying.
Donald Trump was our quarterback.
You're not a hater. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to appreciate for the team's sake. That's what you forget about the jerseys like these young Montana types. You got to root for the team. And whichever guy can get the job done, you support him.
Yep. I would have done it for Trey, too. Mark my words. I
Same
would've.
here. If we were in the same position right now and Trey was running things, what am I hating on him for? I'm a 49er fan, not a quarterback fan.
Yep.
I mean, I like the quarterback because he's on the
Now-
team, but come on, man. People be tripping.
That's always been my position. And honestly, my all-time favorite, Steve Young. And I'm loving what Brock is doing because he's running to pass, and that's exactly what Steve was doing. Very accurate. Deep balls a lot. Yes, I get the deep ball, but that's not what our offense is predicated around it.
True.
But before I run out of time, I wanted to get into – I don't think they're going to give Bosa the freaking –
They're
just
not.
because there's something
Just to
about
piss
the
us
Niners,
off.
That's something about the Niners they don't like. They don't like the Niners. I don't know.
Look what they did to
Mahomes
McCaffrey.
again. I'm
You know
nervous.
McCaffrey was supposed to be first. He was supposed to be a Pro Bowler this year, an alternate. What an insult. I hope we do go to the Super Bowl just because and McCaffrey can say, you guys can keep your damn Pro Bowl bids. You know what I'm saying? Look at this, bitches.
Remember, like I had said it before. It's after the last 2 Super Bowls, that last NFC Championship game against the Seahawks. It's like I seriously think that they're out to not let us win. That's what I'm saying. If we ever go back again, we have to completely dominate what team we're gonna play.
You're right.
And I'm afraid because if it's Josh Allen or Mahomes,
the Golden Boys of the future. Hey, but wait, JJ,
right,
they could be thinking, okay, the league likes this kind of attention, right? If the guy, Mr. Irrelevant, comes in and wins the Super Bowl, this will give the NFL worldwide notification. Everybody will hear about this.
Come on, Rob.
You know the refs may be cheating for us. Maybe.
Rob, I don't want to cheat either.
But somebody's going to get cheated.
But the one thing...
Anyway.
Yeah.
May as well be somebody else.
The one thing that worries me... The one thing that kind of gets me a little nervous, but it's still kind of all right, cool, because they're talking about us looking like the 2000 Ravens, which has got to be in history the greatest defense ever played, even better than the '85 Bears, I think. But the thing is, who they beat in the Super Bowl was the trash ass Raiders. They didn't have no quarterback, but they had the greatest wide receiver of all time, Jerry Rice. But it's the quarterback that I was worried about, and if it's Mahomes or Allen,
listen,
it gets me nervous, man. That's it.
Allen doesn't scare me, but I've watched Allen, and our defense, I think they're going to beat him up. He does a lot of things that are extremely high risk. If he does that against Fred Warner and company, he is going to get lit up. I just can feel it already. JJ, I guess because we're late, production's cutting time. I tell you what, I'll see you Friday, all right?
I got you. Well, before I say it, you notice how I didn't mention anything in the NFC? I think we're going to beat them all, really. I ain't worried about the Eagles. I ain't worried about Dallas. Definitely not worried about Minnesota.
Oh, no. Those Hail Marys at the end, that's over. All right, JJ. See you Friday. Drive carefully out there.
All right, bud.
All right.
It's pouring rain. I'm scared, Rumble.
Pull over and sleep.
I just started. All right, bud. Have a good one, man.
You too. Yo, Big Hammer.
Ronbo, talk to me, baby.
Yeah, man, we sit every day because, you're looking at something that's happening here that this is going to be made movies down the line at some point, Netflix specials and everything else in the next 5 years. If Brock Purdy continues all the way to the end of this line and gets in there and wins the Super Bowl, boy, that story will be told in folk tales, Niner tales, NFL tales for God knows how long. And it's looking good because the Phillies going to get hurt. Ain't nobody scared of no Cowboys. And Vikings been getting away with hope and prayer. We may not even see them in the playoffs because whoever they play first is going to beat that ass. So, the table is set, fam. What are you thinking?
Today is December the 27th, Ronbo.
Mm-hmm.
My prediction. Okay? My prediction is the Packers will beat the Vikings this weekend.
I think so. I agree.
We're going to move into number 2. Cowboys is going to win. We're going to play probably the Packers first round of the playoffs. We're going to beat them. Somebody's going to beat the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to end up going to see Philly. I think Philly, they have to play the Cowboys. They're going to lose.
That's
and
right.
The road to the NFC Championship
runs through
will automatically come through San Francisco. It just seems that way. Going back to this game, Ronbo, I sit back and I watch the Commanders, and they tried to do exactly what I told you. They was going to try to pound. They was going to try to expose Brock Purdy with a lot of, different looks and different things.
Stacking up the box.
We'll play the one.
Was 8 full.
Yeah, the one interception was not.
Yeah, the one interception was not his fault. We need you one to make that catch, put it right in his hand. Only thing that concerned me was I was looking at we was getting beat deep. That to me was the problem.
Yeah.
For some teams, I'm not really worried about somebody like a Josh Allen. He'll go in there and lose in his first Super Bowl. I think especially with overwhelmed.
Yeah,
I would be more worried about a Joe Burrow and a Patrick Mahomes.
Because they're more
the
tactical.
scheme that Patrick Mahomes didn't run is going to be one of them. It's going to be kind of like our scheme. It's kind of like gadgety, you know what I'm saying? And once they get you with the eye candy, that's when they start to open you up a little bit. So we're gonna hope that those two teams are out of there before we even get to them. You know, the one good thing I can say. I think we're going to make it to the big dance. I'm looking to the whole Super Bowl, man. I'm looking to the Super Bowl. I honestly think, Ronbo, I think I kind of like this Brock Purdy deal. To me, it seems like George Kittle has been more of a factor since he has been at quarterback, you know, and when you go to get George Kittle involved more as a receiver than a blocker,
inline blocker,
then our offense open up that much more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
more dimension, exactly.
Hey, we can even go deep now. It seems like we can even go even deep, being that, you know, with Debo not in the game, it seems like a lot of attention is you don't know where the ball is going. So
that's the McCaffrey. That's the McCaffrey factor. You know, teams are scared of McCaffrey, real scared. If he gets started, you know, so that's why you get George can leak out. Ray's starting to have a good time. Third and Juwan has always been the case. You know, now I knew McCaffrey was going to make a big deal. And that people said, we got Chris McCaffrey, he ain't making no difference. Remember how people do in the first 2 or 3 weeks? I said, wait a minute. I guarantee you that's going to change. I knew it was going to change.
A lot of people say we were stupid what we gave up to get McCaffrey.
No.
To be honest with you,
it's a good move.
What we gave up, he is making plays. He was 3-4. Now we're 11-4, 10-4, 11-4, something like that. So I mean, we have went on a run. Hey, I'm like everybody else. I would have liked to see Jimmy G do it. Hey, I was with Jimmy when he was in. Right now, Brock Purdy ain't showing me nothing bad. As long as he continues doing what he's doing, hey, I'm cool with it. It may mess up something in the future because we still got a number 1 draft pick that, you know, we're not doing anything with. But, hey, if it ain't broke with Purdy, don't fix it, Ronbo. And to that other guy who was just in here, man, the Ravens, they was a good defense, but they played the Giants in the Super Bowl. They couldn't have played the Raiders. They in the same. That's the same division. That's the same conference. They played the Giants in the Super Bowl, but I still don't see nothing. The Ravens 2000 Ravens was a good defense, but the '85 Bears was still the outstanding defense. That's still the defense that comes to mind when you talk about one of the best
great defense. But they would have said the
ever.
same thing about us in 2019 had we won that game. That defense we had that year was lights out, too. They would have been legendary, you know, with who we had on there.
That defense was lights out. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this, Ronbo, before we go. Hey, I hate to say it, man, and I really don't hate to say it. But that boy Fred Warner and that boy Trey Greenlaw is the new Pat Willis and Navarro Bowman.
Oh, man, with that said, I ain't going to argue with you. Some people might, but not me. I love them. We'll go, Beham, let me see Friday, and we can laugh and clown the Raiders. I'm going to spend a whole show laughing and clowning the Raiders. This is a dream of oh, man. Hi, fam. Good to hear you.
Hi, Ronbo.
And say hi to
Good to hear you,
Kadarius. It's
baby.
Kadarius, right?
Quindarius.
Is it? Did you say Quindarius?
Yeah, Quinn. Quen.
Quindarius. Give him my best. I love that boy.
He was a little salty the other night too, Ronbo. I told him,
But he was
you're
still
all
polite.
over YouTube now.
Quinn. All right,
Oh,
fam.
yeah.
I'll see you Friday.
All right.
All right. Be careful out there, B-Ham.
No problem. We'll do.
All right. And let's go. Hey, yo, Jalen.
Ronbo.
Do you think I love when you talk about other teams like you do?
Sorry,
do it
Ronbo.
real
You know
well.
I usually gotta end it, but I got you. Man, Rams, y'all know y'all ass. Cardinals, y'all irrelevant. Seahawks, y'all in the trash. Man, Faithful, what's up? Ronbo, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. We're sitting around here tripping, because we look at ourselves now as the baddest mofos in the planet. I'm talking right now. When you look at other teams, the Eagles got hurt, and you know what? We can't give them no sympathy. We get hurt like that all the time, and don't nobody give us no love. As I said, I got Raider fans too. Man, y'all couldn't get past the Chiefs. I don't know how in the hell you think you gonna get past the Phillies, the Eagles. I said, man, y'all ain't beat the. How many times y'all beat the Chiefs this year?
Ronbo, the
So
Raiders and Derek Carr, absolute dog shit. First of all, let me hold on, Ronbo. Just give me a quick second. Let me just put this into perspective. Derek Carr was drafted in 2014. Patrick Mahomes didn't come along to 2018. For 4 years, you had an old Alex Smith, an old Phillip Rivers, and whatever they could find in Denver to put at quarterback. And you couldn't win no divisional title, bro. You are ass. Raiders, y'all are ass.
Use that. That is such a truth. I'm going to use that myself. Oh, but Jalen gave me fuel for this. Boy, Raider fans, I know y'all watching, because later on I hear from you. You heard it. Man, just told a gospel truth. Go ahead, Jalen. Give me some more.
Y'all some damn jokes, man. Y'all kidding me? Man, like, seriously? Really? Derek Carr got one playoff. Does he even have a playoff win?
No, his leg broke that year as he was getting ready to go in, and he got excused in the first round, the first few minutes of the game. Oh. Mm-hmm. Is this yours? So, Jalen.
Make absolutely no sense.
I can't wait till Friday
to
talk about him. And then Sunday, I'm going to be beside myself. Beating the Raiders, I got to be careful because I'll overreact to that and act like I just won the Super Bowl. But people don't understand.
Ronbo, seriously, though, what's the excuse for why they didn't win no playoff games those 4 years before Patrick showed up?
You got to talk to a Raider. Jalen, you know Raider fans? You know any? Because they get to talking, and at some point you realize it.
You couldn't beat Phillip Rivers or whatever they put out at Denver? Seriously? At least we could say we had Russell Wilson to deal with. Damn, what competent quarterback did you have to worry about? Derek Carr, Mr. Hall of Famer, Mr. Pro Bowler. Christian McCaffrey didn't make the Pro Bowl. So is it off of skill or is it off of popularity? Okay. Pro Bowl's a joke.
And blame the coaches. They said the coaches dog booty. And check it, fam. They got Darren Waller, Devontae Adams.
I don't give a damn who they had. They had Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree and still didn't do shit. They got one of the best running backs in the league, and they're still ass. So what is the problem? Ronbo, he's had weapons. You remember Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree was on that team together. He's had weapons, bro. He's had chances. I'm sick of people giving these mediocre quarterbacks like Dak Prescott and Ryan Tannehill and Tua these second chances, bro. They're mediocre. They're mediocre. They're not gonna win you nothing. They're bridge quarterback veterans. They're not Patrick Mahomes. They're not gonna win nothing. Game on the line. Michael Parsons running at Kirk Cousins. He's not gonna be able to get away from him. It's over. Patrick Mahomes, he probably can.
It's just what he does. Mahomes is one of them two who's just gifted in that fashion. He'll win the AFC. I know he's going to win. They're going to win that division, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl. 3 out of 4. Have they missed a year yet? Wait, last 3 years in a row? Who went last year?
You talking about for the
AFC
West? It was just the Chiefs again.
Chiefs went 2 years in a row.
The Chiefs own the division. Raiders, y'all really
No.
talk shit to us. But
You know what? The Bengals went last year. Okay, so if they go this year, there'll be 3 out of 4 years that they ended up winning the AFC title, and they're going to win it. Josh can't beat them. I think Mahomes is in his head.
I think Joe can beat him though, Ronbo.
Who, Burrow? Maybe.
Yeah.
He's got to have healthy though, guys. Is anybody hurt? Because T. Higgins and what's his name? Them boys are ridiculous. So you're right.
They got a running game. That's what beats them.
Right.
Buffalo don't want to run the ball.
Yep. That's exactly. I've been saying it for weeks. I said, no, if Buffalo ever runs the ball, they're gonna be dangerous. That's their problem. That's why they're gonna lose.
I'm curious though, Raiders fan. Are y'all saying anything in the comments? Why couldn't y'all win the title game those 4 years before Patrick showed up? I'm curious. What's your excuse? Since he's a Hall of Famer and a Pro Bowler, what's your excuse? Phillip Rivers was 36 years old and throwing the ball 10 yards down the field. And we don't even know who the quarterback was in Denver. It was Brock Osweiler at one point. I mean, why couldn't you win?
Well, he is one of the worst of all time. So, they'll come up. What they do is they won't argue those points. They'll say something about the 49ers. Yeah, but y'all look at this. But y'all look at you ain't answered my question yet. Yeah, but y'all listen to that. Yeah, like if you ain't answered my question, no point in this conversation continuing then. So,
yeah, just a bunch of they just spewing just bunch of bull crap, man. We the real wild, wild west. We know which west is more, you know what I'm saying? Chiefs, y'all can say whatever y'all want. Before 2019, it was 50 years before y'all went to the Super Bowl. 50, Ronbo. Nobody in this chat was alive. You kidding me?
And the Raiders had nothing. They're still living off that same time. Hey, Jalen, our clock ran out, fam. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you Friday. All right.
I got you.
All right. Talk about the NFC West one more time.
Rams, y'all irrelevant. Cardinals, y'all some ass. Seahawks, y'all smell like a pile of Marshawn's ass. Let's go, y'all.
You know, like a Jalen comes up with new material every time. At night, Jalen. Hey, you ready for some Latino heat? Latino heat! Latino heat! Latino heat! Oh, Emilio.
¿Qué pasa?
Hey,
What's happening?
nada. Because I don't know. I think it has something to do with playing the Raiders because I only get this feeling every 4 years to this level. I'm always feeling good about the 49ers. But when I'm getting ready to beat up on that Raider ass, I don't even think about anything else. I know we're in the playoffs and everything.
Raider fans you actually dealing with. I've actually done some Raider fans. I've actually done, man, good luck to y'all. Man, y'all look dangerous. I'm just trying to figure out what Raider fans you dealing with. Because I usually do get into the Raider fans, but recently, they done turn around like, man, y'all look dangerous. Good luck to y'all. Really? I don't know what Raider fans you dealing with. I'm trying to figure this out.
I can't get no acknowledgement. I can't. Maybe it's because of the way I've always treated them. There have been times when I was a victim because the Raiders every now and then did pretty good. Even that couple of years ago.
I know what it is. You're dealing with internet tough guys. That's what you're dealing with.
Well, I know some personally too. I got some in my family.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
They just it's been going on for years. Coming to Thanksgiving dinner with that with Raider gear on, and we was told, and there was a few years there, man, don't y'all come in here with them. It's my grandmother. Don't come in here with them ball club clothes on, because if y'all start that shit, this I'll put all your ass out. They say, here comes 2 or 3 belts in a minute, just black and silver all the way back. I said, see that? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. They go watch them start, and then they would start. Anyway, let me get over that. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't deal different with Raider fans. They're not arguing with me. They just said, good luck.
They don't have any right. You dealing with some intelligent ones. They don't have any right. But anyway, Emilio, we gonna play them this weekend anyway. Get that done. And right now we're looking at Bosa, Purdy, Fred. We got all these guys going to the Pro Bowl, getting ready. They ain't gonna make it though because they'll be in the Super Bowl. And that whooping we put on the Washington team, that was just picturesque. Kyle Shanahan finally evolving. I'm loving it.
I'm not too hot on the game. We're gonna win, but I'm not too hot on them. I like the Raiders anyway. They're not really competitive team. Not something we gotta worry about. The Commanders were a better team when we played than we're gonna play with the Raiders. They got a lot of offensive weapons, but The one person that always messes up their win. The one person that always is Carr. Carr always finds a way to mess up that game. He done did it once. He done did it before. I'm like, man, because I was watching that Steelers game. I said, all right, let's see if he got it. He scored 3 interceptions last game of the drive. I said, well, okay. Yeah. Carr done that once or twice already. He's done it a few more than so. He's done like 4 or 5 times this season. They're in the lead, and Carr just all of a sudden just breaks in, starts throwing interceptions. Then he starts crying.
Starts crying at the press conference.
Starts running. His mascara starts running. I said, man, you need to come like I said, where's mascara?
Stop crying. I mean, I couldn't believe he did that. You're crying about it. It was your fault. And now you're blaming people on the team.
Man. And I look at T.O. At least T.O. tried. I mean, it made sense. This dude just tried just to try. I'm like, come on, dude. It's a manly sport. Toughen up, buddy. I'm like,
he was embarrassed, So, and then we start blaming guys on your team for not wanting to try hard enough. Derek, you got that Zach Wilson condition, don't you? You just keep it suppressed. Maybe it takes medication.
Yeah. I really do think Jimmy's gonna be the quarterback for that team next year.
I don't know who else, unless they're going to draft somebody. What's the scary thing? The rumor is now, D'Amico and Jimmy go over to take over in New York.
Oh no!
Wait a minute. I'm thinking Indy. I got the wrong team. Indy. I'm sorry.
No, they do got a talented team over there. They're just missing a few pieces. They got a defense over there, but Jeff Saturday is just an idiot. I don't know what he got going on. I'm trying to control that team. I'm trying to figure out.
Right?
He's over there throwing flags. You know what I mean? I was like, what the hell you throw? I said, I do that. Get you on the run, but dude,
Jeff is friends with the owner.
Stuff. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I said, no. But it don't matter if you're friends or not. I'm like, dude, he's throwing the flags and he don't need to. I get you on to win the challenge, but I'm like, dude, let it go, man. You're not going to win that.
And he lost.
You're wasting. He won some of them, but it was just dumb. You trying to challenge something you shouldn't even have challenged. You're not going to beat the Chargers. You should have just accepted your fate. You're inevitable. You knew that was going to happen.
Even the guys in the booth said he's hoping. What are you hoping?
Yeah.
Hoping's not going to win that flag. Oh, no.
Exactly.
Jesus.
They just wasted time on that game. They were just like messing each other up the rest of the game. I'm like, man, it's horrible.
Well, they got to blow that organization up.
I can't wait for that.
They have to blow up, including Arizona, Indy. We can make that joke later, but yeah. Mima, you want to make another point because we're going to run out of time, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for football. Like I said, this is like, I can honestly say, besides 2019, I'm actually more confident in this season than I have been in the last couple, even though as bad as we started in the beginning, it's like one of these things like, man, I can't wait for the playoffs. I'm like, man, I just want the season to be over. But I'm like, the more the Purdy plays, the more experience he gets. So it's good on him. Like I said, I was rooting for Jimmy, being on cover. If we go, we go. But at this point, Purdy has so much momentum. You take him out, you Shanahan, just leave him in, let him win. So I'm like, if we lose, we lose. I don't want to lose, but I'm like, I'd rather him get the experience because you look at it. When Cap came in, he didn't have no experience. You got to give these guys the playoff experience. If not, you're never going to get it. They got to get it.
Man, I like Jimmy on the bench. If anything goes wrong, he's available. Yeah, but otherwise, I
actually would want that. If he's going to be the bench, yes. But also, Jimmy has an injury clause. So if he gets hurt, we're stuck with the bill again, like last time with.
Yeah, but we got to win the Super Bowl.
So
everything goes now. I don't want Johnson.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah. If he plays, Jimmy plays and he gets hurt, we're stuck with him again with that old. You can't get rid of him because he's hurt. That old injury clause. So that kind of falls into a problem if he plays.
His contract ends. His contract ends. No matter what, they have to pay him.
But I'm just saying he does have an injury clause. If he gets hurt,
I know.
We're stuck with Jimmy for a bit. So it's just that's one problem. So, but
true.
I'd rather have Jimmy as a backup and beat the safe like it.
All right, like
I said, I'm excited. I'm waiting for the playoffs. But all right, have a good night. Talk to you later. Right.
Looking forward to it. Have a good night, Emilio.
All right, you too.
Hey, check out. Hey, Shabazz is at the club or somewhere.
Focus up. I think on that chicken right now. Focus up. All right, look, focus up. These niggas can't look. I don't care if this shit is good. Stop that.
love getting these kind of arguments, especially when the other dude who won't let you say anything knows he's wrong, but he got to keep yelling. Shabazz! We'll come back, Shabazz. He's in a heated argument right now. Hey, oh my goodness, it's one of the founding people of TNT. He is out of Atlanta, GA. Trez. Get in there, Trez.
Ronbo, in the words of my partner, it has been cute and cuddly tonight. You hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Real cute and cuddly.
It needs to be, because we ain't nothing to be upset about right now. If we lose to the Raiders,
Yeah,
ain't going to be
it
nothing
is,
cute.
Ronbo, it is. We got some concerns, man. We got some deep concerns, man.
Okay.
I mean, we've been on a little streak. Whenever we need, I see what the recipe is now.
Yeah.
Whenever we shooting bad, look to the Rams. They'll turn our whole season around.
Really, we can thank them. You're right. Good point.
Every time we play them, Ronbo, we go on winning streaks out of it.
But we're glad we don't wait till the end of the season to play them. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. But, yeah, Ronbo, look, everything going good right now. I don't even want to talk about all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We're going to roll with that. I want to speak on serious matters. Heading into the playoffs, heading into these next two games, we got to get the secondary fixed, Ronbo.
Yeah.
We have to get the secondary fixed. We have to get Hufanga fixed. He's doing a lot of coverages, Ronbo.
I know.
He's letting a lot of there's a miscommunication between him and the corners because he's letting people get behind him. That it's his responsibility. Now I know, he tutors up on the Polamalu and Polamalu, tell him how to get a sniff, to get up in the box and but he's
don't get
letting
smoked.
people getting behind him. I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, you're the deepest thing, bro. You in the free safety over there.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all the deepest.
Last line of defense.
Ain't nothing behind y'all.
Mm-hmm.
When that boy tightrope the back of that end zone, that was Hufanga's position. That was his area. Where
he knows. Because you can see him coming into the picture just as that guy's coming by. Always see that Hufanga coming.
Right.
Ah, that was Hufanga. Everybody says at the same time, "Ooh, that was Hufanga."
Right. So with that being said, we got to get this secondary fixed heading into these playoff runs, or we're gonna be in some trouble. I'm gonna tell you that now, because we giving up deep shots, and that's concerning. That's very concerning.
Yeah.
And then Ward can't stay on the field for concussion. What's going on there?
Yeah, is he out now? I heard somebody say something about that yesterday. Is he out with?
Yeah.
Is he resting out now? Oh,
he had to go through the whole concussion protocol thing.
That means he wasn't healed up from one last week.
But he passed it though.
Yeah, but Cal told him to go sit down anyway. I thought he was
what
out.
What are the stipulations? How do you evaluate him if he passed and then all of a sudden he gets a little shook up in this game? He's going back into the
Well, some doctors need to be fired is what I'm thinking, because you guys can't make that kind of mistake. Somebody's life is at stake here.
Right. So my concern, like I said, my biggest concern is our secondary. And we don't even mention about that right side of the line, that right tackle. Oh, Lord.
Trez, do you notice how we talk about the same thing every year?
He is a drive killer. He is a score killer. We can go down and get a touchdown, and if it ain't coming back because the bench is holding.
But we
bonehead.
talk about the right side.
Damn, we bust a big play in McGlinchey. What do he do? False start. I mean, you don't know the count, McGlinchey. Come on. He did that several times.
They say the tackle's the farthest one away from the count. But you know what? Every year we talk about the right side of the line and the secondary. Trez, I don't know about you, but I thought Ambry Thomas might have been the future. Apparently, coaches don't think so.
Yeah.
You got Demo out there.
I mean,
you've got.
we can't. That's something we got. But that's something they got to get with. They just got to get McClinchy they got to get him on the right page, man. I mean, because it's too late to fix it. You just got to get in his ass.
You need to brace yourself because Mike McGlinchey's coming back. They're going to resign him. You know that, don't you?
That'd be the biggest mistake. I'm telling you now.
He's coming back.
Be the biggest mistake, Ronbo.
I feel you on that, but where are you going to get it? You can draft one, but I would bet money Mike McGlinchey gets re-signed.
Ronbo, you know what? One thing I learned with this whole Purdy thing.
What's that?
Which I knew all along, but it really brought it to the forefront. The NFL is about opportunity. If neither one of these quarterbacks get hurt this season, we don't know anything about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy will be third on that depth chart forever and ever and ever and ever. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just strictly about getting an opportunity, getting a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's more Brock Purdy stories out there, Ronbo.
Yeah, I know.
On NFL teams now.
And more than just at the quarterback position. You know?
Exactly. So with that being said, is that you never start fighting for change. McGlinchey can be changed.
And we can't where you were going with that.
We can't get better at positions. We may look up with another diamond in the rough.
We got to go, but listen, if I here's what I would do. I'd put Brunskill at the tackle, and I got Burford at the guard. I really think that would work much better. Brunskill is actually underrated as a tackle. He ain't all that when it comes to a guard and center, but at the tackle, we was healthy with him that year. So we'll find out. Bam.
All right, Ronbo. Appreciate you. Love you. Look, shout out to my brother Vader, man. I heard Vader tonight, man. Glad you back, Vader. Shout out to Vader, big time. Ronbo, shout out to my TNT family. Always you in the production. You have a good one.
Thanks, fam. And happy holidays, Trez. If I don't see you Friday or New Year's Day. And you got to know.
Happy holidays. Well, I've been a little under the weather. I've had the flu here. And then, I retired and took on a little part-time job, and it's kind of like took its toll on me. So that's why I kind of been missing out of action. But I'm trying to get myself back to 100%.
You know how rest works. Just rest up and let that body heal, Trez. You'll be all right. All right. Let's see.
Yes, sir. All right. Have a good one.
All right, you too, fam. Appreciate you getting in here, too. Night, Trez. Yo, Trez. We go all the way back to when we first started doing this. Remember Trez used to come on and we used to have these fun arguments off the top. Somebody.
I'll think you watching the board.
Shabazz.
I'm like this nigga. If you space check me, I'll put the king up there. You see the king in the joker. You'll get your 18. You feel me? You still can catch the king. You feel me?
I feel like I'm in one of the famous barbershops where the barber stops cutting your hair to go over and argue with somebody sitting in the seats. Shabazz! I'd give anything to be there right now. I gotta watch this. Hey, Brian. Let's go to Brian. There's nothing funnier. The dudes is sports talk think they know what they're talking about. Hey, Brian.
Once again, Ronbo, it is the NFL's most dangerous team in the NFC. And with that, the law says, know your role and shut your mouth.
Brian,
what's up, Ronbo?
Well, Brian, we're sitting here looking at what we do have on this team, and even I, who tends to be concerned, well, Trez just brought up a little worrisome point. If Travarius Ward is going to stay on protocol, it's not a good thing. Because we do have to beat the Raiders. And, we may not need all that in the backfield, but, we got guys. Womack, I like Womack and company. But as far as that offensive line, that defense goes, and it's being said, while they're good, they're not quite as good as a 2019 defensive line when we did have the rush was a little bit better. When you got DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, all healthy, Nick Bosa, and DJ Jones, you really are a potent defense. And the fact is, we lost DJ Jones for the Super Bowl. That might have made a difference too. So, but anyway, we do look. It looks like he's going to get it this year, though. We're looking at Nick as the DPOY. If they cheat him this year, somebody will need an ass whooping. And then you look at Brock Purdy, the story of the year. The man is going to be on Life magazine, at some point in the very near future. We're really having a storybook finish here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I agree with everything what you said, Ronbo. And to get back on the secondary, which I thought was one of our improvements this year, because now we got somebody like Mr. Ward, who we can put on, who we can lock up and lock up the other team's best receiver.
Yep.
Because he gave, what was that? But DK Metcalf, he gave him hell last week.
Didn't he?
In Seattle.
That may be why DK's a
he
heavy
beat
dude.
him. I mean,
that's why he's got that concussion going.
He beat him up. Now just think if we had Mosley on the other corner.
See, or even Jason Verrett. We've had people.
Right.
They just got beat up.
Right. Yeah.
Damn. It's a tough job.
But that's what good coaching comes. But that's what good. Hey, Ronbo, we got to thank good coaching too. D'Amico Ryans, he's got them boys playing lights out.
Who's our secondary coach though? That's why our linebacking coach, that linebacker room is so good. D'Amico was a Pro Bowl linebacker, right? So they know everything there is to know about being excellent. The secondary. Who was our secondary coach though? I haven't even thought about that.
I can't. Yeah, I can't remember.
I know the offensive line coach. I know Kasurik, the defensive line. Who's the secondary coach? D'Amico probably handles the linebacking room.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, whoever he is, he's done a good job. And who would think that? What's his name? Talafunga.
Hufanga.
Hufanga. Yeah, Hufanga. Who would think that he would be a Pro Bowl this year after his first year? Really replacing Kwasi Tart.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really, coming out, I thought Kwasi Tart, they were talking like he was going to be the next Ronnie Lott, but he just didn't make no plays, and if he wasn't making plays, he was getting hurt.
Yeah.
So for him, I figured, that was I think Hufanga is an upgrade from Tart. I was like, let that guy go. He's not making enough plays. He's all right.
You're exactly.
But
overall, Fungus way more colorful. Kowalski did some things, so we didn't really show up on the film. If you're watching the game, you didn't know Kowalski just completely screwed up a play. But you're right. When he was in there, he was good. He wasn't going to make the big plays. He wasn't going to intercept the ball. But he still kept things in check back there. And him and, of course, Jimmy Ward, who grew up together playing ball together, were a pretty good combo. So, Hufanga's still got a couple of things he's got to fix. And I was hoping he'd be able to fix it by now. So he's still got some work to do.
Yeah. I think most of the time, when he's in coverage, he's looking in the back. He's looking in the backfield sometimes. And I think unknowingly, the receiver gets behind him. I know he's noticed because everybody's looking at the quarterback.
Yeah.
And he missed right.
Yeah.
And the quarterback and the receiver run right behind him, and he'll catch it where in the area of Hufanga.
But Brian, you know what? He gambles a lot like his mentor.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he fails to read properly sometimes. And I'm sure that he's being told that, because when he makes a play, when you see him on the line of scrimmage, the place it's quiet, and you see this one guy making moves.
Right.
All of a sudden, he's running toward the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden he blitzes. Sometimes I think he telegraphs that move a little too much, because if I'm a quarterback, I'm going to back off. I tell my guys in the line at the huddle, listen, if Hufanga rushes up the line, we're going to go to B. I'll say B.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, because they can adjust to that.
Yeah.
Because
and they might be reading them. They might be reading them. They might be saying, hey, if he comes up, hey, you take this, give him an option route. Hey,
right. Even if you're in the middle of the cadence count, they can still adjust.
If
and I think
he drops,
gets caught up
you run this route.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But we just Yeah, and like I said, with the additional Ward, like I said, that gives us a good run, and he's good. He's great on the run too.
Yeah,
when he's
he
there.
hasn't missed a tackle. I just say
he's great
one
on
of
the
the best
run.
on the team. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully, if he's up to enough, we can put him. We can put him on. We can put, like, as far as this week, we can put him up there with what's the receiver for the Raiders?
Which one?
What's the receiver?
Devontae.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
Devontae. Lock him up with Devontae.
I want to see
Lock
that.
him up with Devontae.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
We just got to worry about Darren Waller too. I think Fred can handle that.
And then and then Ronbo, even when we get in the playoffs, I'm not even worried about either the other two guys, the other two teams in the upper seeds with Dallas and Philly. I'm not worried about neither one of them. I swear I'm not.
You should
be. Because remember, Ronbo. Remember, Ronbo, when we was in the playoffs, when we was in the playoffs last year, or 11 months ago, I'd say, when we was in the playoffs.
Right time.
Okay. We was in a wild card seed, and Dallas and Green Bay were the number one, number two.
Mm-mm.
You saw what happened with that.
I know, and I love it. We're gonna see it again this year. Brian, we gotta go. Let me tell you what. I'll see you Friday. All right.
All right, Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful, and shout out to production. Guess what? Happy New Year, and the law is out.
There he goes. Happy New Year, Brian. See you Friday, fam. All right.
All right, brother. See you later.
And it is Raymond. Get it out. Raymond out of Virginia. Last time I talked to Raymond.
What's up, Ronbo?
Raymond, last time I talked to you, you was either just bought a new house or a new truck. What was it? Was it a vehicle or a house?
I got a house.
Oh, that's bigger than any car. Raymond, you ought to be settled in by now.
Asset over liabilities.
You know what I'm saying? Because car's definitely a liability. The first thing you know, Raymond, you got a son. He should very soon be asking for that car anyway. So you can do like my daddy used to do me. Look, my car better come back in the same condition it is now, or you better not come back.
No, I got one better for you. He gonna either go get a job and buy his own car.
I got that one a lot too, especially after 18.
Yeah. How you been, Ronbo? Everybody been good?
I've been doing great. We're just sitting there because we're sitting in that position again where we're about to do some damage. And Raymond, you know what's funny? You know how you and me used to go back and forth? I said, no, Raymond, man, we need a defensive line, and then that secondary could work. And you said, Ronbo, the league is a passing league, bro. You got to have your cornerbacks and your secondary people. And you know what? Now, both of us ended up being right. One does not work without the other. You can't have a defensive line that can't stop nobody. And if your secondary's back there providing lanes, you make it harder for that defensive pass rush to work too. So we look good though. We're the number one defense in the league, so everybody else have worse problems than we are. But I am concerned about Javarius can't come out of protocol, and Demo, Ambry, and Womack. Is that enough? How we gonna do?
No. Hey, soon as Travaris Ward went out the game, man, that's when 17 went loose.
Well,
caught
Jenkins
the ball,
came
scored
in.
a touchdown, did all type of shit.
Yeah, but Janoris ain't had enough work. I hope they give Janoris a lot of work between now and the last couple of weeks because we're going to need him.
Yeah, well, the good part about it, right, is we in the playoffs. So
yeah, no matter what happens.
Don't nobody want to see us when we in the playoffs. That's the good part about it, at the end of the day. So we lose a game, we lose this game, that ain't what I'm worried about. I want a Super Bowl. So we in the playoffs, and that's the good part about it. He gonna have enough time to get his self together and get to playing. Because if Tua just went back in concussion protocol, so they are going crazy about the concussions.
Call it a day.
Right, and it's putting a spotlight on the concussions, and if Travaris keep getting into that, they're going to probably err on the side of caution with him.
Yep.
And just for the safety reasons of it. So that's not good for the whole league as a whole, and also the dude that was playing with the Patriots, he got put out the game, and he was stumbling and stuff, and they let him keep playing. Yeah,
they
so
did.
it was like,
Yeah. So, we gotta just make sure the man is healthy and his family and his loved ones are okay with him playing. So that's where we at with it now, and we don't want that to mess up his career. But my situation, I got two concerns I wanted to call Ronbo about.
Right.
Number one, if Kyle Shanahan don't stop running Christian McCaffrey every damn play, gonna get my man hurt. I be on the side. I be watching TV like, please get up, just get up, just get up. And every time this happens, somebody gonna go down, man, and he gotta take some of that wear and tear off of the man's body. He need to put that on them other running backs he got too, like mix it up.
And those guys are better equipped to be running up the gut and off tackle.
And put Price in the game. I know Price is a rookie or whatever, but he can take a few snaps and just to keep the wear and tear down off of McCaffrey. And once we got the lead, man, I won't want to see none of my starting players in the game anymore. Once we got a commanded lead,
this point, you're already in the playoffs,
right?
If we got the lead, looks like we're winning the game. Let them sit down, Kyle. You doing
right? And that's a big concern I have, because I keep seeing him like using him a lot, and he's getting the ball a lot.
Well, he's the workhorse.
I don't know if
he's made him into that now.
Yeah, but he's been injury prone in his past, so we don't want nothing. I don't want to speak it into existence, but that nervous me. It makes me nervous when I just like, okay, we got him now, right? So and another thing I was gonna say, well, it's got another thing too, because this cat McGlisky, he got to go, man. He got to get out of here. I think everybody knows that. Yeah, everybody knows that. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was this Brock Purdy situation. It's funny how I just want to let you guys know something, man. When Trey Lance was in the game, he's a young guy. He can't understand the playbook. I'm like, Ronbo, why they keep letting him run? They just running him like a running back. He played quarterback. Oh, it's Kyle got a lot of system. He gotta get it together. He gotta learn this stuff. It's real funny how Purdy get in there. He's throwing the ball all around, and that's the last pick in the draft. So the offense can't be that hard. They just was not letting Trey Lance throw the ball like this. They was running him like a running back, and that irritates me because we spent a lot of capital to get this kid. In the third round, let him play quarterback. Maybe he would look like Purdy look right now as the last player in the draft. But now I'm watching all of this hoopla going on about Purdy, and it's irritating me because I spent so much. Well, the 49ers spent so much capital on this kid. We just use as a running back, and then they throw the excuse at me that he's not smart and he got to learn the playbook and all of this nonsense. When I'm watching Purdy just go out there, throw the ball around, Garoppolo throw the ball around. When Trey Lance in there, he's a running back. It's sickening. All right, I don't know why they're doing that, but it irritates me. So that's one thing I really wanted the 49ers to hear, because this is crazy to me.
Yeah,
but whatever.
I've heard a lot of things about some of it. I don't know what's true or not, but we're gonna find out. Next year, and is it bad?
And they said the man was good, A student, and all of that, but Purdy can learn the offense that he can't, and all of this language and all of this nonsense. And next thing you know, Purdy throwing the ball around. Why didn't let Trey Lance do that?
From my understanding, over a few people have said there was something about the accuracy and timing, because Kyle likes to run them timing routes. Sometimes when you saw the window would close before Trey would make up his mind to get it off. I think that's what Kyle was doing. But in that case, Kyle, then maybe you shouldn't put him out. Don't run him to death if you're going to pick him.
You should have put 3-round draft picks.
Yeah.
We should have put 3 first-round draft picks, my future, and pick the guy that got accuracy and timing. But the last pick in the draft got it, though. Get out of here. To me,
it's going to overflow.
Don't let me say I hope he get traded and go somewhere and show us why we should have let him play quarterback.
You already said it now,
right?
Raven.
We should have let him play quarterback and not a running back, right? I'm serious, man.
I agree. No, really, the thing is, because you look at Lamar Jackson, and that's why he didn't want to do no running in the combine because you get typecast. I don't know what's going on with Trey. I've heard of several different things. Some of them are scary, what's been said. But I say, who made that one up? Oh, no, that's not true. And I say, okay, we'll see what happens next year. But that's all I know.
Just know the last pick in the draft came in and picked the offense up, but your first round draft pick that you picked
Raymond,
can't understand.
Believe me,
Get out of here, man.
It's not that. It has nothing to do. He is sharp. He does understand the offense. It's execution is what it seems they're crying about.
And I beg to differ. I can show you a lot of plays Trey Lance played, and it wasn't no execution. I think it was the play calling.
And it could be that too.
Let the man make a mistake, yo. Yeah. They give Purdy the chance to make the mistake. Let him show us that he can't throw.
Well, Raymond,
especially in the first part of the season.
It's probably going to be a competition next year anyway. We're going to find out. Raymond, we got to go, fam. Always good to hear from you because we don't hear from you enough. No, I know how you.
Because y'all on the West Coast and it's 1:00 in the morning right now. I just happen to have to start work, but I've just stayed up for this, man, because I'm irritated watching all this Purdy love. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Well,
they don't even let my man with the cannon throw the ball.
Yeah. Raymond, I
got him as a running back out there.
I hope it gets
got him hurt, got Debo hurt, and now McCaffrey is looking like, come on, Kyle, stop. You got Mason. Man, all right, Ronbo, I holler at you. Shout out to production. Shout out to the Niners, man. We gonna keep it moving, but I'm just saying, man.
I love you. I love your passion. I really do. I always love it. That time you came in and you didn't call me back anymore after that, you went nuts that night, and some people messed with you on the chat. I said, oh, man, y'all ran Raymond off. Come on, man. Y'all can't do that to Raymond.
No,
I'm glad you finally came back.
I just got to calm down because sometimes, man, I take this. I love the Niners, man. It's my team, man. And I don't like this, man. We picked 3 first-round draft picks, and they talking about he's still a work in progress. Man, get out of here. Let the man show us he can't play.
Yeah, that's. Hopefully,
you know how much capital we gave up for him?
I do. Raymond.
And then we signed Debo to all this money, and you running him like a running back. Man, all right, Ronbo.
All right, Raymond.
And then Ray McLeod take the ball, go 71 yards.
Raymond, I wish we had
an hour
to talk to you, Raymond. Raymond. I love it. Hey, Raymond, get back here Friday. I'll be looking for you. Okay?
All right. Go Niners, man. I'll be here Friday. Go Niners, man.
And you will not have to wait till 1:00. I'll get it here early. All right. Night, Raymond.
All right. All right. Peace.
Yeah, I love Raymond. Hey, Liam up in Canada. Liam. It's a wonderful time of year, and then you have the 49ers. Each and every year during the holiday season, I love the holiday season. I love the summer better, but I mean the holiday season is special in its own way. And when you're winning and your team is winning, that's one of the reasons why I don't listen to the NBA anymore because they used to piss me off. But the 49ers are something you have to get attached to. And when they're doing well, it's like it improves your health. I bet your doctors would tell anybody, get involved in a sports team, preferably with one that wins a lot. The stress level will be gone. You'll have that euphoric feeling all the time that sends endorphins into improve your health. I can see it going on and on, But I do have this great feeling. Wow. Liam, you got Brock Purdy, and Raymond's not appreciating all the love he's getting, but, the fact of the matter is we're winning. And then you got Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
You got Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw that are doing great things. You got Javon Kinlaw has made his way back in. It looks like he's going to have an impact right away.
Back in the mix.
Yeah. And did you know our center, and I know you do, did you know that our center is the alternate in the Pro Bowl? I'm not sure why. Are there no other centers in the league better than Brendel?
Wow.
One more, maybe, I guess. That's hilarious. But wait, Liam, let me stop. Yeah, and you start.
The Raiders are 4-2 at home this season.
Uh-oh. That means they play.
Yeah, no, I always get worried.
Yeah, because I do not.
I wonder,
Damn. Now.
I wonder if teams go in there and party a bit too much. I'm sure there's lots of rules and stuff.
I'll bet that's right. How are you going to go to Vegas and not enjoy some of the fun?
Yeah. And I know the Niners, the DNA is there's certain character traits and mentalities about football. They just want hard-nosed, psychotic gamers, guys who just care about football and only football. Well, and probably community and stuff like that too. But But I mean,
but Liam, the mob is
you're
running,
young, you're
running
fresh.
Vegas.
You want to go down to Vegas. I wonder when they're traveling there, how they're gonna plan all that.
Well, it's not. Vegas is like an hour flight away, or so, a little over an hour flight at most.
Yeah,
if that.
It's a quick hop.
So they don't need to spend the night there. They could just get up and go early Sunday morning or late Saturday night, I guess. Well, they probably go Saturday, spend the night in a
I don't
hotel.
know what the theory is on that because I hear Kittle once give an interview and they're talking about travel and
you're
like
already
it's hard
telling
for the
me.
body.
I'm feeling like they're going to be distracted enough that I hope they take this game seriously. This could be
I hope
seeding.
so too. I'm sure they will. I mean, I think one of the things about Brock Purdy is that he's going to be laser focused. I do think that.
And he keeps those guys in line from what they're saying. So that's,
Yeah, so there might be something to it. Anyway, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great to have a team like this. It's unbelievable.
It really is. Because we started out 3-4 and looked like we were heading down the tube again like we did the last year. And what do? Now we're one of the most feared teams in the NFL. Wow, what a turnaround.
Incredible.
Love it. You know about that 4-2, though, Liam. It kind of worries me. The mob is running Vegas still. Now, what if they approach some of our guys and say,
"Yeah,
you want to make a few extra bucks? Who are you? Don't worry about that. I can tell you right now. If you do a certain amount of things, I'm going to write this down. Just take a look. What do you think about this figure? I'm serious. I can tell you my connections, and we can get this done. The criminal mind is a very scary thing in pro sport. So I don't know. I think
the Raiders seem to be pretty poor on defense. I think if there's one thing, hopefully we can score. I mean, obviously our defense, everybody talks about it. We know. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't they played some tight games. Look at the schedule. They lost to the Chiefs by a point.
Mm-hmm. They have all the talent in the world, Liam. I don't know why.
We got blown out by the Chiefs.
But we got
put a
under
40
certain
burger
circumstances. I know. The only team that's done that in a long time. We get that once a year, though, Liam. Remember, Indy did that to us every
Yeah,
four,
it happens.
I think.
If it's going to happen, it's going to be Mahomes. And it was tight until late-ish, I think. It wasn't that crazy early.
Character-wise, this is a different team, though, Liam. I don't see the Raiders dominating in that fashion. I don't see the Chiefs will never do that again. If they had to play the Chiefs now, the Chiefs can forget about putting a 40 burger on the 49ers twice. I need Javarius.
Well, they had that mid-season skid where they lost 3 in a row. Everything kind of got weird in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But then they bounced back, and they've won 4 of their last 6. Granted, they did lose to the Rams.
You talking about the Raiders? I mean, the Raiders, yeah.
Yeah, and they beat the Chargers.
This is interesting.
They're a playoff-bound team.
Do the Chargers have both their receivers? Those 2 receivers make all the difference in the world with the Chargers.
Good question. It was recent. They beat them 3.
Yeah, I remember watching that game.
Anyway,
I don't think Mitchell and Keenan Allen. I don't know if both were there, but them 2 dudes together are frightening.
Big time. The Vikings are a team. I was like, oh man, the Lions are better than the Vikings. And then, seconds after I said that, I'm watching the Vikings game, and they pan in on the Vikings huddle, and it's Jefferson, Cousins, Cook, Hawkinson, and I'm like, oh my God, the Vikings are pretty stacked on offense. They might.
Yeah.
I think they're probably a better offense than the Cowboys, and the Packers. So I think in the playoffs, the Vikings offense is the one that I think poses the biggest threat to our defense.
Yeah, but the Vikings have, I don't know what's going on with their defense, but they allow a lot of points. Now, if they think they're going to come back on the 49ers after spotting them as much as they have been some of these other teams, that's not going to happen. I feel very confident about that.
Okay. But there was a question earlier, would you want Purdy to win it or Jimmy G? I mean, honestly, I would prefer Jimmy G win it for a number of reasons. But, I mean, if Purdy wins it, I mean, hey, that's amazing. What an incredible story that would be. And I'm a Niners fan first, but I just really respect the way Jimmy handles all of this craziness.
And he still is. He's become a ghost again. Nobody knows where he is. Jimmy really kills me. Anybody seen Jimmy? Nice in a little bit, I heard. Yeah.
Sometimes your mama says if you don't got nothing nice to say nothing at all. So maybe you gotta just go hide away for a bit or something. Who knows?
Liam, we gotta go. I'll see you Friday. Hope you got some time for us. All right.
All right, man. Bye.
Night, Liam.
Thank you, Ronbo.
You're welcome. Appreciate you. And hey, Levi.
Hey, Ronbo.
Lee.
What's up?
We're sitting there we're looking at Brock Purdy shooting his pistols, and he got Nick. Hey, Levi, we're setting ourselves up so we can get mad if Nick doesn't get DPOY, and they're thinking about it, because if I hear, and this year's winner, Defensive Player of the Year, Micah Parsons, that's going to do it. That's going to wrap it up. Boy, that's going to be, the NFL is going to get hit with tweets. Social media is going to go nuts. Micah's a good football player, but give me a break if he's better than Nick when it comes to this award this year. Come on, man.
Well, I think he slowed down out of the MVP. So unless you explode these last two games and Bosa disappears, I think this Nick Bosa.
He's a Dallas Cowboy. You know what that means. You automatically get a couple of points for that.
I don't think it'll matter. Like I said, if Bosa continues to play like he is for the last two games, he'll win it. If he slows down and then all of a sudden Marcus Parsons started getting sacks and strip fumbles and stuff, then I'll be concerned that he might steal it.
Slow down,
these last two games could really decide, because it's not too far, and then there's some other players, but none of them got any notoriety. So it's really between those two.
All I thought about was Micah. Who else?
I think Judon was having quite a year too on the Patriots, but they're not that great, so that might hurt him. I think at one point he was up there with the.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, Judon. Yeah, that's right. He has been for the Patriots. He is consistently good. He would be in the conversation though, at least top 5.
Yeah, but I don't think his team is good enough for people to consider, especially with the other two people playing at that level. So
Patriots are struggling.
I'm pretty sure there's some other options, but it's clear that the betting favorites right now is between Bosa and Michael Parsons. But right now, Bosa's in the lead.
It has to be. And writers are saying
so. Like I say,
Vegas puts Nick in that position as well.
Yeah. So, and another thing, Ronbo, I'm gonna jump on the little Jimmy. Who you rather win, Jimmy or Brock Purdy? I got two different answers, Ronbo.
Go ahead.
My heart says Jimmy, but my head says Brock Purdy. My heart can say, okay, Jimmy, the journey, everything he went through with his team to cap it off with the Super Bowl just felt like the most heartwarming thing. But then my head says, yeah, Levi, but let's think of this from a business perspective. It'll be better for Brock Purdy, because if Brock Purdy wins it, we don't need Jimmy anymore. And while that sounds cold,
that's what it is in the NFL.
Also, it makes financial sense, because now we don't have to worry about trying to renegotiate to get him another, I don't know, could probably be a similar contract where no trade clause. He might need to be Kirk Cousins, and all his contracts be no trade clause and no franchise tag, and then, get some incentives. But I ain't going to get into that. I have a perfect contract for Jimmy Garoppolo based on what he does as a winning quarterback. But I ain't got time to get in that on this one, so maybe another one.
Okay.
So that's why I say my head says Brock, because he got 3 more years.
And 100,000,
your best chance of winning.
Yeah, his pay is so low. I mean, he doesn't get anything. Maybe they give him a little bit more next year.
Going with him and Trey Lance, it would be like, we can probably keep McCaffrey. We can keep McCaffrey for the remainder of his good years.
Yeah, we got to re-sign him.
And we'll be able to pay Bosa, because he's going to want $30-some million. And that's another thing about Bosa's Defensive Player of the Year. Wow, we want it for him. You start getting to your head, you're like, man, I don't want him to get it.
because you get Defensive Player of the Year, that might tack on an extra $1 million or $2 million against the cap.
Damn right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, man, you want it for the team, but then, you know, I'm a real team guy. I'm kind of like, you know, on Jet York's pot lap, one of those little, and like, hey, man, but if he win these all pros and these other things, all they do is drive up his price more.
Mm-hmm.
So we be like, you paying a lot more money, then you start losing a little more depth, and then, you know, we'll still probably be really great, but I mean, you're just gonna lose a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like I said, Brock Purdy can counter out that because we'll have 2 rookie quarterbacks, and so we're going to be able to spread the money out and extend the life of this team's excellence.
Yeah.
So that's why my head says Brock Purdy, because, you know, the emotion feels good, but what we said about the Rams, that emotion for that Super Bowl felt good for that, like, that summer.
Yeah, all right.
But it ain't, I mean,
And
but
now
for
the
most of the
Rams
year,
are booty grease. See, that's it. Believe that's when you build a team with mercenaries in order to achieve something immediately. You want a quick fix. Well, see, you need to go ahead. They achieved it, but now you look like gorilla armpits. I mean, that's what you're gonna look like for the next few years too. It's gonna take a lot to come out of that.
well, you know, they got to feel good after they destroyed Denver. I'm surprised they ain't up here bragging about it.
They were.
Hey,
You
man,
got to see
look,
Rudy
we that team that beat.
over on Twitter.
I'm surprised.
Rudy,
I'm
man.
surprised he ain't over there. Said, hey, man, look what we did to the team. Look how many points we put on the team and y'all couldn't.
That's exactly what he put in his tweet. He's got photos, everything.
Oh,
Rudy, you know, you really want to go through this. So I went and photoshopped the schedule. All you see was them red L's going down. You got 2 wins out of the last 10 weeks. I said, Rudy, you got a lot of heart. You guys beat a team like that. I mean, everybody could beat the Broncos now. Ain't nothing special. We weren't ready for playing prime time. The Broncos still had incentive that early in the season. The defense was tough. No.
I don't think the defense probably just kind of gave up after
They did.
all the struggles. I think they just kind of like
did.
They kind of fell to pieces. They just let them just run over them. It's like a lot. And probably like the Cardinals, man, they start running. Players start like giving up. It's like, why play hard?
Buda Baker, you
Well, we
saw him in
can't
that
do
in that
anything.
episode. What is that? What the Hard Knocks? Buda's running to the locker room. I'm tired of losing. You know, and then he went off on his teammates. I said, "Damn, Buda."
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. That's one more thing I want to say, Ronbo. Before I forget, I almost forgot. The number one thing I've been waiting all the time because I know nobody ain't called them out. There's a player on our team that we got to call out, and I don't think anybody's called them out. Who do you think that player is?
Well,
For
Michael
being
Ditchy
selfish.
gets called. Who is it?
No, I'm talking about a selfish player.
Oh, a selfish
A
player
that
on the
made a
49ers?
selfish play. Yes. Made
Oh,
a
George
selfish
Kittle
play.
stealing that play
There
from Ray
we go.
Ray.
Who called him out?
Yeah. Earlier, somebody
Sorry, not sorry. You sorry, not sorry. I mean, that was terrible, Ronbo. People need to go at George Kittle for that, man. That's not something I want to see him do again. Like
I know, right?
Telling people that's
But that's what this offense has become. When you got a bunch of savvy veteran players like we have now, they're going to do things like that. George recognized the coverage was totally screwed up. He said, "Oh, there you go, dude. I got this. Hey!" You know, then Ray
that's
Smith,
not good, Ronbo. You
George,
stealing
what's
from
up?
your teammates.
I know.
Okay, Ronbo, let's look at the end of the year. He's trying to get a new contract. And let's say he missed that. Let's say he ends up with 9 touchdowns. And that would have been number 10. He said, hey, man, I would give you extra money, but you didn't reach double digits. So that's double digit money. So you kind of hurting your it's kind of like, yeah, it's great for him. He's a more popular player. So, you know, we just kind of like, just excuse it. But that's not a good team. I know he's all doing it all in fun and jest, but he needs to be called out on it.
They saw what happened. They ain't going to cheat him on that. They'll say that, you know, Ray Ray's been playing a good job, doing a good job.
Yeah.
Levi, we got to go.
But, you know, overall numbers.
Well, I know. If you look at numbers, yeah, you got to look at that one. He could have got double-digit touchdowns. He may get it this week. Levi, let me see you this weekend. Friday, should I say.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam.
All right. Have a good one, Ronbo.
You too, Levi. Good point, too. Ray probably said something to him about that later, too. Hey, George. Come on, man. You know what, man? Come on, man. I know, Ray, I know what you're saying. Man, let me apologize.
I got you, fam. Ronbo.
Oh, there you are. Shabazz. Shabazz, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed listening on your conversations earlier Y'all was in there going back and forth. That was entertainment.
We playing spades.
Oh, that's what it is. We used to play that for hours and hours, and I haven't played that game in so long. Well, Shabazz, we've been sitting here, and Shabazz, you probably already know, because Vegas has already put odds on Nick Bosa winning the DPOY. And
he started out 10-1.
Yeah. And on the year or recently, because actually analysts on all the networks were saying, Micah Parsons looks like the player to beat. I said, Micah Parsons? I like Micah Parsons, but I don't know if he's outplaying Nick. Shabazz? Shabazz, you're not at work, are you? Shabazz must be at home.
No, I ain't at work. Not tonight, Ronbo.
Well, Shabazz, anything you want to add to the Brock Purdy mania and how well he's doing and how the team is?
I don't care what they talking about Brock. As long as Brock keep winning, everybody in 49ers Empire needs to shut their kid. They need to shut their God bless him mouth.
Yes.
As much as I love Trey. And if Brock takes us to the Super Bowl and wins, silence. Period. And I mean that in my show notes voice. I don't want to hear nobody talking crazy about Brock Purdy. Like, man, 49er fans have lost their mind.
This has been the case for some time now. Remember the Kaepernick and Alex Smith? I'm trying to remember the last time we didn't have quarterback wars.
Yeah. I know we dealt there with Steve and Joe.
Yeah.
These kids, I don't know when they was born. They must have been born in 89 or something, Ronbo.
Oh, millennials? Yeah, I know.
They must have been born in 89. Yeah, man.
They're a special group.
Yeah, look,
if you're a millennial, I don't mean that meanly. I'm just saying, y'all are special. But anyway, it's what it is we got to win this championship, and whoever's wearing red and gold needs to be respected. So I agree with that.
They got to go more than that. So yeah, Ronbo, we ain't tripping.
Anyway, we got the Raiders coming up this weekend. Shabazz, tell me something I'm going to enjoy hearing, but you tend to make things close. The Raiders are 4-2 in Vegas. Is there any reason to be concerned?
No, we ain't concerned about the mistake by the Bay that we sent away. We're going to do the mistake by the Bay that we sent away like we supposed to do them. And Green Bay going to do Minnesota like they supposed to do them. And we're going to sit with the second seed.
I need a T-shirt.
Calm down, 49 Empire.
I need a T-shirt that says "Mistake by the Bay" and put that Raider logo right
underneath it. Mistake by the Bay that we sent away. You don't ever want to see them jokers again.
And Raider fans, because I know they're watching. Raider fans, just want to add to that. I can't tell y'all how glad you left. Delighted. It's been a wonderful place. That whole area has improved since y'all left. But anyway, Shabazz, anything else you want to add? Because you're intense in that game. I want to let you get back to that.
Yeah, Ronbo, do that, and I will check back in, and I appreciate your production, but even bringing me on, because I had to listen to the show the whole time, because that's how faithful I am. I love y'all. I love you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I love you back.
And scratch us for six. All right, Ronbo.
I'll see you Friday, Shabazz.
All right, see you Friday.
All right. And Hayden Barrett, the TNT Slayer, says the TNT Slayer has entered the building. Hashtag Glock Purdy. Oh, yeah. Boy, that faithful. If Bosa's asking for 30+ mil, I think that's too much. He's going to get paid in line with what TJ Watt is getting. What is TJ getting? I forgot what he's getting, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in that area and a couple of million more, right? Because he's got to get paid more than TJ. It's been 2 years since TJ got that money, and you're not going to pay him less than TJ because TJ's not doing as well as he is now. Hey, Steven, And Stephen in Rome.
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Stephen. We're talking about Glock and it's gotten to the point now it's sort of automatically reaction. Glock and Nick. And actually, anything you want to say about that game, because the 49ers have learned, Kyle has learned, go with what's effective, Kyle. Leave your philosophies out of this. You don't have to run the ball all the time. And like I said, people didn't even know Jimmy Garoppolo could throw the ball up until about week 5, And in week 8, when they went to Mexico, then they really realized Jimmy could throw the ball. And then Brock comes in, and so Kyle finally says, we were throwing the ball. Let's keep throwing the ball. I like that. It helps my run game. Kyle, duh. You could have been doing this a long time ago. So, now Purdy is a recipient. Stephen, you got older brothers or younger brothers?
Yeah, I got an older brother and I got a younger brother.
Did you leave home by any chance before your younger brother did?
Oh yeah, always. I was the first one out.
Do you remember when you came? I left before my brother Kenny, him and Keith, the twins. Before I went off to Hayward, go to school, I came back to Salinas to visit my mom. I came in and I'm hanging out with moms because and here comes Kenny. It's 2:00 in the morning. I was up and I was just, here comes Kenny. If I would have came home at 2:00 in the morning, Mom would have awakened and came in and gave me what to do. Kenny walks in, he sits down. Yeah, you want a beer? I didn't say anything. Dude. Yeah, oh yeah, go ahead, bring me one. He brings you the beer. I said, so what, you running things around here now? What? Dude, if I came in at 2:00, Moms would have been up in here all in my grill, and you walk in and offer me a beer? I said, I'm trying to understand this. And the next day I jammed my mom about that. Moms, hey, you know what time your son came home last night, right? What are you talking about? He came, I used to come in after 1:00 and you're all over me. He comes in after 2 and you had nothing to say. Look, Mom, you know what my mom said? I'm tired, okay? Y'all, I'm just tired. Oh, wow. So that's what I'm saying. That's what happened to Purdy. While Jimmy was made to run the ball, Brock has learned, Kyle has learned that we can throw the ball. And it's working. I'm amused by this, and I'm delighted that Brock's ready for it too and doing a great job. But it's something to do with Kyle as well. So Brock is the recipient of finally take off that damn leash, and the rest of the guys are doing their job. And this is a beautiful thing to watch. And is Nick Blair going to get DPOY?
Well, you know what, Ronbo? To kind of chime in on that little brother, older brother kind of thing, I can agree to that. I can 100% agree to that. Had I had come home at let's say at the crack of dawn,
lights,
it'd be game over. It'd be game over. But if my youngest brother did that, no, everything he does is perfectly fine. So, and I feel like that's the same case with Jimmy G and Trey Lance. Trey Lance, you run the ball. Yeah. If it's Jimmy G, you don't throw it. You throw short, and then you let the running back run the ball.
Yeah.
But Brock Purdy, run it.
You get to do it all.
Do whatever you want. Throw it. See who's open. So yeah,
it's after a while when you know your team knows what they're doing, you can let the rein go a little bit. And now he is, and we're having great results.
We're having phenomenal results, Ronbo. It's crazy to think. That if another team in our position, that being the Eagles, if we're, like I said, I'm gonna talk a little bit of shit right now.
Good.
But it's amazing to think that if another team were in the position we were in, so much as the Eagles, where we lost our starting QB, they would not have an easy way of recovering. Really, your starting QB gets injured. And then your secondary gets injured, and then you're stuck with your third string, and your third string outperforms your second and your first.
They'd be meat. They'd be dead meat.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Literally, look at
talent.
Yeah, look at the Colts. Look at the Colts.
Dumpster fire.
Really, Nick Foles just got destroyed last night. And then you have to remember, too, if you look at the Eagles, Jalen Hurts is out, and who do they have to replace him?
Minshew.
They lost to Micah Parsons and the Cowboys. A game they had won, and they lost it. But the 49ers, no. Apparently, we lose people and we get better. I mean, that's the same case we had last season.
Yeah.
We had a skeleton crew and we just outperformed everybody. I feel like it's just like a late season magic that we got going on. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Don't want to jinx us. But I mean, it seems to be the running joke for our team, where we just so happen to wake up in the later half of the season and we either squeak by into the playoffs and go all the way to the NFC Championship, or we dominate and go all the way to the NFC Championship and win. So it's weird, because in the beginning of the season we wouldn't be having this talk. We wouldn't.
And you know something though, Steven? This team has finally matured to a level now. Those guys know what they're doing now. That secondary is young and they need work. But you notice the frontline people, the linebacking crew, which is now pretty much the epicenter of that defense now. When teams are getting rocked, that it's because those linebackers are just killing them. And the defensive line in front, they do what they're supposed to do very well. So now the secondary, it would be worse if they weren't as good as they are, because the secondary is okay, but they're just average. And I'm worried. You know what I'm worried about? If Javarius isn't healthy by the time, if we run into the Vikings and Jefferson's out there doing the Jefferson, there's reason for concern for that.
I think the last time, I can't remember. I don't know if we played the Vikings last season during the regular season.
Oh, we shut Jefferson down. Was that last year?
Yeah. I think that was last year.
I forgot.
Shut Jefferson down.
We did, but he might be better now. We did knock him out.
I don't know.
He wasn't. He didn't have
an
impact.
Who did we have up against him? Was it Ambry or was it Diamador?
It may have been Barrett.
No, because Barrett was out.
Barrett got hurt last year.
Already told us
yeah, who did?
Yeah, he already told us.
Wow.
I think it was Ambry. I think Ambry was the one that shut down Justin Jefferson.
See, that's why I had high hopes for Ambry this year. You know, Ambry, he got better every week last year when he first started. Every week, Ambry Thomason. Remember that big INT he got against OBJ? I said,
oh, yeah.
This guy might be, he's fast, he's long. He's like Wallen over with the Hawks. But he was that good.
He's great when he's, doing I wouldn't say man-to-man coverage, but,
he's better than Preston in his zone.
Completely blinking. Yeah, but Diamador is good at playing, man-to-man, short routes and everything like that, because Diamador is not fast, but he anticipates really well.
And he's
so it's kind of like
tenacious.
A trade-off on both sides.
Yeah. He can get foot speed.
But now this year we have, what was it? What's his name? Samuel Womack.
Oh, Samuel, yeah.
And he's just a lot better. He just fortifies everything. Even as a rookie, he helps fortify.
Yep. He could be the guy next year. In fact, we could see, because I don't know if Mosley's going to be Mosley next year. We're going to have to see how he comes back from that injury. But, I wish he comes back completely healthy. Mosley was going to have a Pro Bowl year. He was really on it. Oh.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you know what, too? Another thing I wanted to talk about was that if we have a fully healthy team going into the playoffs, Ronbo, I'm fully confident that we're going straight to the NFC. 100%.
Yes. No doubt about it. Steve, we're going to go.
Even with Brock.
We're going to pick up it on Friday, okay? But I know exactly where you're going with this. I want to hear more. Let's go Friday on it, okay?
All right, Ronbo.
Right,
talk to you Friday.
You too. You and Robe. Night, fam. And 49er Faithful says, I want to see Niners draft another quarterback, keep TL and BP. You know what's so funny? I think the 49ers do pick up a quarterback just about every year. And I said that last year, and it pissed people off. Why are they going to get another quarterback, Ronbo? Because they got Trey Lance. Guys, we draft a quarterback every damn year. Kyle doesn't care about what he has. And if they're not going after a quarterback in the draft, they're running around asking other people, listen, how much can we talk about Aaron Rodgers? Can we get Matthew Stafford? The 49ers are never going to stop with that. Don't be surprised if they do it again this year. I don't know who they'll be looking at or talking to. You might be hearing about Brady. 49ers have been rumored to be talking to Tom Brady about coming out of his retirement. Hey, Beto.
Hey, what's up, Rumble?
Bethel, man, we're sitting back here because it's our time to brag and gloat because we're looking at Brock Purdy, who's doing amazing things for a guy who's only played four
Yeah.
games. It was drafted last. You know, Bethel, every time I think about that, it is unbelievable. But that and Nick Bosa is poised to take that DPOY. Super Bowl DPOY.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan might get Coach of the Year. Is that already been given out already? He probably can't get it.
No, not yet.
They won't give it to him.
That one gives out. That one gives out when before the Super Bowl. Actually, all the awards go out.
That's right. And you know what they're gonna do? Come on, Kyle Shanahan doesn't deserve Coach of the Year. Look who he's got planned for him. Who else would possibly be? Who's gonna get Coach of the Year this year? It's not gonna be Rudy. It's not gonna be Sean McVay.
No,
it's
not gonna be here.
You know what? Pete Carroll, if he can get to the playoffs, he might be because he took a team that's dirt. They suck. Is Isaiah in here? And Gene D? They're just
the Rams
just awful.
The Rams should know something big. The Rams end up playing a team that is no good. That they gave up a lot of their players out. They got a team that wasn't even playing. They're always fighting. I don't know how many times I've seen Russell Wilson fighting with his linemen, with his defense.
And them yelling on him. Yelling at him right there in front of everybody.
Yeah. So he got him in the worst time. I bet you anything if the Rams would have got him from the beginning, it would have been a different story.
Wait. If the Rams went and got Russell Wilson?
No, if the Rams would have played them
at the beginning of the season when they had a defense that was still trying.
In the beginning of the season, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, Rudy.
Because they were playing hard. They had a lot of the good players.
Yeah. Well, they still they still believed in the team. Hey, Bethel, we went down to that locker room and asked those guys quietly, listen, nobody's watching. Here, take this. Give them $100 just for that little. Are you still excited about being? When Russ says, let's ride, are you impressed? I don't need the money. Listen, and I can just hear, I can see him now yelling and screaming about how bad he doesn't like Russell Wilson. Let's ride.
Yeah, and then plus, a lot of people should realize too, did you know that the Commanders were the second team to ever put up the most points in all the games that they had?
Mm-hmm.
We're the second team. Nobody have put up more points than us.
We beat that butt. And once we started beating them.
And that's with the refs helping them out.
I know, right?
Yeah. So
you know, Bethel, what the 49ers do now, though, is they beat you both. The offense is out there beating your behind out. And then the defense came in. How many takeaways do we have in that game against the Washington? That's become a regular thing now. This is what we looked like in 2019.
2 or 3.
We were stealing.
Three takeaways, I think.
Yeah. When that happens, you're on all cylinders now.
Yeah. So, and plus, another thing is that people should realize, that Kyle, this is the first time you ever see Kyle trust a quarterback the way he's trusting this guy because of what he has seen in practice, what he could do. That's the reason why you're seeing all this stuff going on, because he knows if he execute with this guy, he's gonna execute it to his plan, and he could let him run free. Remember? I was barely remembering that some people are claiming about McCaffrey. Do you know that this is the lessest touches that McCaffrey ever got in this game
against Washington?
They didn't. He got a little bit of touches. He didn't get that much touches.
Hey, Bethel, I just want to say one thing about that too.
Yeah.
That is actually just as good as him getting touches. You know why? Because defenses are now noticing that McCaffrey is the catalyst for this offense.
Yep.
Slow McCaffrey down, or they're going to kill you. And they worked on McCaffrey. It still didn't work completely.
Yeah.
But the thing defenses are going to do, look for that to be the Raiders are going to try to stop McCaffrey this week. They're not worried. If Debo's not on the field, stop McCaffrey. That's your best effort. And what happened? George Kittle is now available. Ayuk is now available. Even Juice is now available. See, so you can't really stop McCaffrey, and when you got Debo on the field at the same time, it's impossible to stop the 49ers machine now.
Yep.
Whoa. But yeah, that's what you got to do. McCaffrey's the guy.
Another thing is that I want to see is that I would love Jimmy to win a Super Bowl, but the thing is that if Purdy wins the Super Bowl, this is gonna be in the record books for a long time.
World news.
This is gonna be the epic. This is gonna beat the Rams Super Bowl by a long shot.
It'll go further than that. This guy was the last guy picked it. There'll be movies about this, Bethel, in a few years from now.
Imagine when you buy the movie to how they got to the Super Bowl, how they won the Super Bowl. Imagine how that videotape is going to do.
I tell you, we're going to buy it. You know, I can't wait till that movie comes out.
I know we are.
If they win that Super Bowl, they're going to show a baby McCaffrey at home with his parents growing up, right? And going through high school. Then they're going to show footage of him going through college. What do you call that movie? When Destiny Will Not Be Denied. Yeah, you know, that's
records are meant, you know, to have, and plus these are records are gonna be, and plus they're gonna be talking it from the beginning. Look, we were a 3-5 team or 3-4 team, and look at us now. So
we're beyond amazing. Beth, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I look forward to Friday. I love these get-togethers. It's fun, especially this time of year, holiday time, and we're kicking ass. Oh, it doesn't get any better. We have to embrace these moments. We don't know what's gonna happen next year at this time.
Yeah. So, like that, in New Year's, you know, we'll be fresh with a win, and you know, we'll stomp on those Raiders and go, hey, get out of our city. We'll kick you once, we'll kick you again.
Oh, I just want that so bad. To beat the Rams all year long and sweep the Hogs and then beat the Raiders. I'm going to have to pinch myself. I got to be asleep. This is a dream come true. Okay, Bethel, I'll see you Friday.
All right. Hit the like and let's go Niners.
Night, Bethel. Appreciate you, fam. I'm serious, fam. Sweep the Hawks, sweep the Rams, the Cardinals. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a sweep. And beat the Raiders all in 1 year? Oh, it gives me such a woody. Hey, Ellis. Oh, wait. Hayden Barrick, the TNT player. Listen, I think we're going to win the bowl, but relax. We have not won yet, so there's no movie out yet. I know, Hayden, but you know, I tell you. It's just the thought of it is just so crazy. Ellis, come on in, fam. Yeah, in here having a good time because the combination of holiday time and smell of smoke and excessive amounts of eggnog, they're high calorie, though. They got to stop, though. I got to stop doing that. But you know what? It's looking at what we're up against here with what's going on. I was going to talk about but Ellis, anything you want to talk about, because I was talking about the game. The game's history now. I just want the Raiders to get the brains beat out. I want it to be, I want 50 points on the board. Even if we're winning, don't let up. If we're on the goal line with 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go, run that ball in, you know. I don't like the Raiders. I really don't. But we're not talking about the Raiders yet. Fam, Ellis, anything you want to jump into? Nick is right there for DPOY. What, you got anything to say about Glock tonight? Let's look at. Glock is starting to stick. I'm gonna stop calling him Brock, I guess. But anyway, Ellis, you're on, fam. Let me hush and you go.
Yeah, man. When I was listening, I was thinking you should just start calling him GP. You know, Brock Purdy, and just GP it. You know what I'm saying?
Like
break
Gary
it down,
Payton.
do a little acronym.
Mm.
You know. But yeah, defensive player of the year, you know, Nick should not get snubbed this year. You know, I know last year
He made some social media posts and stuff like that. So I think, you know, throughout the whole off season and just everything, he's kind of kept that on his you know, kept that on his bulletin board, and you know, as a reminder, just for him getting snubbed last year and what have you. So to where, you know, you know, he's undisputed. You know what I mean? He's undisputed defensive player of the year. So I'm hoping that he can still get, you know, at least maybe 2 more sacks these next 2 games. You know, but whatever he's able to do, I know it's not what it's about. It's not just about his accolades. It's more so about the wins and what we can do as a team. But I would still like him to, you know, to reach, you know, his, reach. Yeah, man, for sure. So, but I don't think he'll beat Strahan. You know, I mean, I think.
Hey, what did Strahan? What did he do? Strahan had how many?
If I'm from Strahan had like 21 or 22 sacks or something, if I'm not
that's
mistaken.
too much. Yeah. And remember, it was Brett Favre who knew he was going after it. Brett stood there and froze and waited for Strahan to take him down. I remember they keep showing that footage. I said, Brett, you did that on purpose. What a nice guy.
Yeah. So, you know, but you know, we got this game coming up. It's, you know, Sunday will be here before we know it. And
New Year's.
You know, we got it. Yeah. So it's a special, you know, it's a special occasion. It's a very important win, just as important as any other. You know, we need to close out. I think, you know, these 2 games you know, we should be able to put them in the bag. But they're going to come and play, especially the Raiders are going to come and play.
I know, right?
They need that. They need that win more than we do, honestly. But, you know, we got to just come and make sure that we don't give shit to them. You know, we can't give it to them.
Ellis, that you mentioned that, are you worried about the casinos and the good time a body can have in Vegas? I hope the guys, I was worried about that when they went to Mexico as well. There's a lot of party places to go in Mexico, especially, you know, maybe they're professionals. They know better.
Yeah, you know, I think the guys will, you know, make sure that they, you know, behave accordingly and stuff like that. There's no need to go. It's not that big of a deal.
Doorways. Yeah. Where you going, man?
It's not.
I'm just going down to get I'm just getting a drink of water down the hall. The hotel's got the water down here. All right, I'm watching because you don't come back in 1 minute. I'm gonna come out looking for you. You got to treat him like a child now.
You definitely got to monitor the young guys and stuff like that. You know,
I know, right?
But I think we have a certain class in our, you know, on this team, and guys that understand what we're trying to do this year. You know, after what happened last year and the year before, and you know, the Super Bowl stuff and all that. I don't think anybody should be swayed by 1 or 2 nights in Vegas. They can go to Vegas any damn time they want for as long as they want in the off season. It's not that damn serious. Like we came here for a job. Let's complete the objective, get the W, and get the hell on. So I'm hoping that that's what the guys are focused on, because one night of whatever goes on out there, it's really not that big of a deal.
That's true. As long as you walk to the casino, don't on your way to your room, leave the hoochies alone, because they'll be there getting in the face. Yeah, hey, what's up? What's your name? Hey.
Gas prices.
Player, get over here.
Gas prices.
Yeah, you know.
Gas prices are up. That's what's up. Bye.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And, but yeah, man, this is a very important game, and so I just, you know, I'm really thankful that, like I said, we got, you know, Brock getting that experience under his belt, and you know, he's able to achieve some things that no quarterback has ever done, no rookie quarterback has ever done in the NFL, any quarterback for that matter, you know. And he's already breaking records as it is, and putting himself in his own, you know, kind of lane.
TDs and winning games, and we ain't playing no chumps. No, these last few games you got to play.
Yeah, he got smashed a couple of times. You know, he's taken some hits, and you know, it hasn't been an easy. He's had to take and earn what it is that he achieved.
Hurting, you know. I'm impressed.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't want Debo and Elijah coming in. I know I heard Phil talking about, to kind of get guys in rhythm, and you want guys to be, kind of up to speed and stuff like that, and, have all the kinks worked out. But we got to understand Debo can come in off of 7-8 weeks of sitting or however long. He'll come in and
just
he'll
like
get
Debo.
down.
Yeah, he's done that before.
He's a different kind. It's a different breed. We got to understand who we're talking about. Elijah Mitchell could potentially be a little rusty, but even still, he's going to produce. But I don't see those guys needing to come in and play at all.
Yeah, because he came in that first game he came back looking just like Elijah Mitchell. I don't know what's going on with him, but man, he looks sharp and as crisp as ever. Else we're gonna go. I'm gonna see you Friday, and we're gonna talk bad about the Raiders. I can't wait for Friday so I can talk bad about the Raiders. Oh, I can't wait. We'll wait till then now.
Yeah.
Raider fans.
Yeah, we got our work cut out for us. Chandler Jones, Max Crosby. They got some players on their defense,
Waller,
but we played some good
Devontae,
defense in the last few weeks.
Which I don't understand why they're so bad. It makes no sense. Anyway,
we definitely need Travarius Ward.
I know.
In the secondary. I'm hoping that we can get him cleared for protocol, because that's going to be my concern over anything, is that if we don't have that secondary together with Devontae and Darren and, Jacobs and all them. Yeah. But yes, sir. Friday it is.
All right.
Appreciate you, fam,
Shout
as
out
always.
to that wonderful squad. It is so cool.
Thank you. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you, fam.
Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, man. You know you at, wipe your feet, dust yourself off. Shout out to the faithful. Friday it is, man. Peace and love.
Looking forward. Night, Ellis. Peace. And we go over here and we knock on the door of one Tony. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, how are you this evening?
Tony, doing fantastic. As I said, holiday time of the year has already got this magic about it. And, even the NFL, it's always too short. It always ends too soon. Tony, we're down to our last couple of weeks of football. Can you imagine? We all wait for the season to start. Can't wait. Oh, my God, the draft is underway. It won't be long now. It is April before the draft. So,
Like it drags, and then once the season gets here, it flies by.
Yeah, I know, right? Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, there's been a lot of excitement this year. And, you look at Gardner Minshew over in Philadelphia. That's going to have a huge impact on what's going to happen in the NFC.
He played well last week, Ronbo. He put 34 points on the board. The Eagles' defense let them down. That's why they lost.
See, not enough is being said about that, too. I said, Gardner Minshew, it doesn't sound like they struggled offensively.
Yeah, he's a good backup quarterback. Ronbo, Texas boy has been talking major trash all night. I've been back and forth with him and other people.
About what?
And he put up all these stats and stuff, about Prescott. I'm like, Texas boy. I told him, I said, Texas boy, y'all are the top seeded wild card team. To me, Ronbo, Dallas is going to beat Tampa. That matchup is kind of set. Yeah. They're going to beat Tampa, but after that, they're going to get blown out. They play the big boys.
And as you said that, Texas boy, Dak name's better than Purdy.
There you go.
It ain't. It really ain't, I'm going to say, Purdy's playing better football than Dak, and that's not just saying it to be saying it. Stats-wise, Brock Purdy is not getting smoked by Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott, Mac Jones, same quarterback. All the time. Same quarterback.
Big guys, what are we just throwing stuff out there? You're going to get checked on that. Dak is looking bad. And $40 million a year, he's looking real bad.
I'll tell you what, Ronbo. The Cowboys got a chance to make history. I think it's going to happen 3 or 4 times. Franco Harris, Rocky Bleier, Mercury Morris, and Larry Zonka. They got 2 running backs with 1,000 yards, and it could happen.
Who are we talking about?
The Dallas Cowboys. Pollard, I think, got his 1,000.
Oh, Pollard and Zeke.
Elliott needs about 150 in 2 games.
See that? What does that tell you, Tony? See, I've always had a thing about a balanced offense. And people always say, it's a passing league. Well, I know the NFL is adjusting to the passing game. Have you noticed that, Tony? If you don't have a short intermediate game, you get your butt beat. because safeties and corners have coordinated things now. So when you throw into what appears to be a void, it's a trap. I mean, I'm seeing Brady getting picked off at a rate that I've never seen. Aaron Rodgers, all those guys used to be the deep ball throwers. Even to a degree, what's his name over with the Chargers? That's what these guys used to live on. That was their bread and butter. Defenses have adjusted to the passing game, and I knew they would. I just didn't know how long it would take. So if you ain't got no balance in your game, that's not good.
And if you notice this so-called great Dallas defense, hey, didn't they beat the Texans with 42 seconds left? They had to score to win 27-23.
Fight their ass off.
23 points there. They gave up 40 to Jacksonville, and they gave up another 34 to Philly.
Are they supposed to be good?
Defense ain't looking all that great, is it?
You know? So if they don't have that kind of scoring that they apparently can do until they meet a good defense like Texas, it's a little rough, ain't it? And if Texas had any kind of offense, they lose that game.
Yep. And Ronbo, I heard you talking to Ellis. Your team needs to have the attitude. I'm sure y'all do. Y'all was talking about Vegas and distractions.
Yeah, all them lights.
You gotta go on a business trip. Fellas, this is a business trip. Like Ellis said, you can go to Vegas anytime. It's gonna be there. Go there in the off season. Do your things, get freaky deaky, whatever. But this is a business trip. We need to go take care of business
Go to
and
bed
go home.
and get some rest.
Yes.
It's does anybody know if there's any hotels out off the Strip? I've never been anywhere but the Strip. So, those are the most incredible hotels. I feel like I walked into another huge version of Disneyland for adults, but they need to get a hotel off the Strip. Don't have it within walking distance.
I love the MGM Grand. I stayed there twice.
Oh my God! For shopping, for eating, some of the best stuff I've ever had in the casinos, MGM Grand. Oh, I love that place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Treasure Island's nice. And the Mirage. But Ronbo, there's something else I want to talk about the Rams. Remember I tell you Cam Akers wants out?
Yeah.
If you saw that game Sunday, the Rams and McVay, they've been kissing Cam Akers' butt. They want him to stay. They gave him the ball 23 times. He had his first 100-yard game. I bet he still wants out, though.
Yeah, y'all just go now. Y'all go just now give me the ball and think I'm going to change my mind?
Yeah.
You let Henderson go, and I asked you before he did.
Yes, sir. And Ronbo, I saw something I thought I would never see. Oh, Ronbo, I was cracking up. Did you see the end of Monday night's game? The Chargers and Indy.
You know what? I was watching that game and I was getting mad because Indy refused to win that game. I think I missed the last couple of minutes. What happened? I know.
Didn't I tell you their defense played well Monday night? Ronbo, their defense is good.
They gave them an
opportunity. They can't score no point.
I mean, they just would not. That's why I post up, man, look at this. I'm so frustrated watching this game. The defense, I said, can we please bring Defoe home? He doesn't want to be over there. And look at this. Again, Indy's giving them every chance to win, and they refuse to do it. Oh.
It's been that way all year. They're going to have to draft a quarterback, probably C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State. They picked the pick above us. They picked fifth. We have the sixth pick. But Ronbo, at the end of the game, I saw something that I've only thought I would see in Detroit and New Orleans. The Indy fans broke out the paper bag.
I gotta go watch that. I love.
Oh my God!
I didn't watch the whole game to the end. Oh, the bags.
I was cracking up. It was about 5 or 6 of them. They had paper bags around the game.
And
one of them had on the nut jersey, Ronbo. I was dying.
I remember sometimes they wouldn't even cut eye holes. They just put the bag on the head.
Oh my God!
We gotta go, Tony. God, I'm glad you brought that to my attention. I gotta go back and watch it now. I left before they got through because I got pissed. Hey,
it's not as funny as Saints fans or Lions fans.
I know, because you see 2 or 3 people sitting with their bags on, and nobody else in the Saints seats but those 2 or 3 guys that are protesting.
Yes, sir.
That's Tony. I'll see you Friday.
I will see you Friday, sir.
Looking forward.
Texas boy. Y'all will beat Tampa, but that's as far as y'all going. You'll see.
Not necessarily. Brady, he may muscle up for that one. All right, Tony.
I'll see you Friday.
Looking forward. Night. Boy, don't let Dallas lose to Tampa Bay. I'm telling you right now, Texas boy, Ooh, that's a lot of pressure to be under. You lose that game to Tampa Bay, and Merrick.
Hey, Ronbo.
Merrick. Well, Merrick, we've been tonight discussing the prowess of the big red and gold machine, as we did to the Washington team that few people have done this year, if anybody. We're looking at Glock P as a man of means, a guy that apparently was born in somebody else's body, but that's not. I don't know who that is inside. That's not just a Brock Purdy. That's way too much moxie. That's playing with way too much calm. I look at Brock Purdy. Okay, what's Brock going to look like in a couple of years? Could he be one of the great ones? And then you look at defensive player of the year. If Nick Bosa doesn't get it, I think there's already a riot being organized. So what are you thinking?
Well, I think what's helping Brock Purdy the most is his 4 years of college experience.
That's what everybody says. Is he the only one that's come out of school after 4 years? Usually, players that are good leave around the 2-year mark, don't they? Never 4. Rarely do you see somebody 4 years.
Yeah, well, not every player,
most.
But I think that's what's helping him again. Yeah, most of the goods usually only play in their junior year and then forego their senior year and come into the NFL.
Mac Jones. Although if you're a good quarterback at Bama, nobody graduates from Bama if you're a football player, right? Did Mac Jones? Yeah. He didn't play 4 years, did he? No.
No, he was a backup for a bit though. He was a backup to Tua, and then Tua got hurt.
Hey, so you know what? I gotta look into that. That's valuable experience. Even if you're a backup, you're around a coach like you learn so much. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so as far as Super Bowl chances, even the NFL said it. We are the best team in the power rankings this week. We're number one.
Yeah, I saw that.
As leapfrog the Eagles. And the Eagles also have another injury outside of Jalen Hurts. They lost their starting tackle, Lane Johnson, for who knows how long.
Oh, that's too bad, isn't it?
That'll definitely affect him if he's out for longer than just 2 games.
Wouldn't it be a miracle? This would add to the storyline, right? This movie that Dak is making, right? The 49ers with 4 weeks to go, 2 games are in the 3rd seed. In the season on a roll, they went out past the Vikings, who they tied after the Eagles, due to injury, lost every game, and the Eagles cannot lose every game between now and the end of the season. They'll be in the playoffs, but they would be the number 3 seed if the 49ers, and with a combination of 49ers winning the next 2 games and the Vikings losing 1. Oh my God, Merrick, do you realize how possible that is?
It is. I do think Vikings have a good shot to lose against Green Bay Green Bay.
God, yes. We'd be the number 1 seed. I don't know who
Philly's playing this week.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know who Philly's playing this week or their injury status, but if they have a shot to lose, as long as
I gotta know. I can't wait. Now you got me going. Who is Philly playing this week? But go ahead, Matt.
I think they're playing a bad team, like the Bears. No, who are they playing?
Why do you know? It's funny. Everybody, first thing we see now, we talk about a bad team is the Bears. Bears. You know what? The Vikings got to play the Bears. That's their last game of the season.
Yeah, but I think the Vikings will win that.
Damn it.
And the interesting thing is, even though the Vikings have all that talent, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen, they're barely squeaking by these games. I mean, they beat the Giants on a 61-yard field goal.
Oh.
And the Giants' defense isn't that great.
Yeah, I know. And that's why, that's why I kept saying every year, everybody puts all their thinking in. We gotta have better offense. We gotta have a better quarterback. Listen, When's the last time an awesome quarterback went in and won a Super Bowl by himself? It never really happens. The defense, once in a while, maybe, but usually defenses determine who's going to win the game. Why? Because they shut the door on the opposing team, and now all your offense has to do is score a couple of points, and you're going to win. Oh.
I mean, of all the last Super Bowls, apart from our Super Bowl, unfortunately, every other Super Bowl, the defense won. The defense stopped Mahomes. The defense stopped Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Eagles are playing the Saints. You know what? The Saints defense.
They could lose that game.
Yeah,
the Saints have a good defense.
Yeah, the defense is just really smothering.
But I guess it depends if Jalen Hurts comes back.
Nah, then you know what? Hurts, no matter what condition he's in, they're going to want to make sure that shoulder heals. I do not even imagine. If anything, Philadelphia's going to look, guys. The defense is going to have to pull their load, guys. We're not blaming this on Gardner. Now we lost that game because you guys just couldn't do anything about it. So we're going to make a difference this week. We're going to work on some things this week. The coaches are like not going to. Gardner's going to be fine. He did what he's supposed to do. The Dallas defense is supposed to be good. Gardner chewed him up and spit him out. So,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, if Philly loses the next game, I think Hurts might have to play because if we win, the Vikings when they'd be in danger of losing the number one seed.
And they play the Giants, their last game, TBD, to be determined Sunday. Might be a Saturday game, though. Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, well, I
we
think
finish
it's
the season
either
on Saturday,
or,
so they won't get a rest either. So these things make a difference. Oh, God, yes. New Year's Day.
Hear about Tua, Ronbo? He got another concussion.
I feel so sorry for him. There's gonna be doctors they're probably gonna say, listen, we recommend that he not play any more football this year. You know how many, that spaz he had on a while back, and he's back in here. This could be permanent brain damage. He cannot get hit again. Not this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tua retired after all this.
And then there's that possibility. Oh, so sad. Tua's been like this. He got hurt, and remember he broke his hip? He gets seriously injured when he does. Merrick, we just ran the clock. Merrick, I'll see you Friday. Go ahead, finish that.
It's kind of like Luke Kuechly and Chris Borland.
Yeah, and Borland said, I don't need anybody doctor to tell me I quit. Poor guy. And what a he was good. God. Anyway, Merrick, I'll see you Friday, and bring that Raider beating score. I'll be looking for you, okay?
All right.
Night, Merrick. And there he is. It's AJ.
Hey.
That rhymed with what I said. JJ. Hey. JJ.
Hey,
AJ.
hey. I was to say it's the spook by the door. What's going on, Ronbo? How you
I haven't
doing?
heard that in a long time.
I was wanting to go ahead and get on Raymond. Raymond had a good conversation. He got me kind of interested in what he was saying, man, about that quarterback situation. So I was really, really, really intent and keen on some of the information he was bringing up. Because Trey Lance is no longer playing or whatnot.
It's not new
news.
Yeah,
it's not
we all
new.
saw that unfold.
So oh yeah, we all. And then so follow me down a little history lane or memory lane. Kyle Shanahan, he was a offensive coordinator for the Browns, but he had a little problem with McNabb in 2010. Obviously, he went to the Eagles as well, and McNabb was a decent quarterback as a black man. He was pretty decent. But, he quoted Kyle as saying this, and I was just like, yeah, this is kind of weird. He says, Kyle is very knowledgeable about the game and knows his offense, but will he be willing to adapt his offense to whichever quarterback they draft? That's what he'll have to do to be successful. So this was an interview with the Browns offensive coordinator on all this good stuff. And I was like, yeah, interesting. Because you really look at it, Ronbo. I mean, not to be the bearer of bad news, but how many black quarterbacks have we really had? Williams back in the day for the Redskins. He won for NFL as a black quarterback, the first black NFL quarterback.
Didn't he win the Super Bowl?
And you got obviously, right. Black Super Bowl quarterback Williams, and that was. I mean, you had Moon. He was really good, but they didn't get him set up really to be successful.
Yeah, Moon was
then
too
you got,
early.
Russell Williams.
Yeah, he'd have been better
Moon
now
was too early,
when they
you
protect
think?
the quarterback. Because now the quarterback gets protected in such a
okay.
way. Warren was good.
Well, isn't
They
that-
had a cannon.
Oh yeah. But just in general, you had Cunningham for the Eagles. He was really good for Philadelphia, but I guess he was too soon too. It's just ironic that.
Come to think of it, he would be.
What?
He'd be awesome. Yeah. See, the names you mentioned,
Yeah.
Cunningham would have just cleaned house. Again, quarterbacks were protected in such a way where you couldn't tee off. He took some terrible shots.
And look about Shanahan and his daddy. You know how they made him really successful? Well, they didn't make him successful. He earned being a good, smart kid, going to college, going to Duke, and then going to another UCLA. He did his little intern, did his little stuff, but was all around football for a long tenure. You know what I mean? Just growing up in football. So they'll set that, situation up really good for, powers that be type of scenario where, they're going to get somebody in the corporate world to make it look real, suit and tie type thing. But when you come down to and I hate Seattle and I hate Dak Prescott for the Cowgirls.
Dallas.
I hate them. But you know what? Those two people had black quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, he wasn't really the typical black man. But
Wait.
Right? But guess,
you know what you remind me of that had me in tears laughing? Because I didn't think anybody ever say anything like this in public. But remember when Russell was over there and somebody in the locker room, I think it was that wide receiver that they got rid of. Man, listen, Russell Wilson ain't black enough. I said, what?
Well,
what does that mean?
he is who he is. At the end of the day, he fits the image for what some in the white man's world, in corporate world, he's good enough to be around us, but, he won't really fit around with his own group, basically.
Listen.
So at the end of the day, and then you know how that back in the day we had the paper brown, you ain't black enough, you ain't, jigaboo, you just don't want to be, all the racial epithet that went down in our own community. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about.
I know.
I mean, I don't know if you got a, situation where it's bad, because I got a partner, right? He's from San Jose. He's a Niner fan, right? He's IT guy. He's been through all that corporate stuff. And he tells me, man, I'd be like, oh, man, you overlooking something. I mean, well, just fight the problems and just go head on, At the end of the day, he's like, man, they look at you, he gets interviews and something, and then all of a sudden he has told me experiences, and I was like, what? That happened on the interviews? Like, all of a sudden their energy goes down, because on the phone call and the resume, he looks good on paper. On the phone, and his name doesn't sound really black. But when they get to him, you Rodney? Excuse me, I shouldn't say his name, but they're like,
you already did now.
At the end of the day. Yeah, I know, it's already did. But the point is, he was like, man, that it irks me to say it, but a microcosm of our society.
No, stereotyping
into our system.
Yeah, stereotyping is always going. It's always going to be there. But you know what, AJ? I made this a point last week. I said, we harbor racism to a degree too. If I see my basketball teams or something like that, every now and then I've read names, and a kid could be a rookie or something, and I read it and I say, oh, that's a white kid? And I catch myself after I say it, because I look at his stats, and I think a lot of us think the NBA belongs to black men. It is dominated by and is owned by. Until you see this guy coming out of Dallas, what's his name? Who comes in and scores 30 points a night, even when he's tired. It goes both ways.
No, I hear you, but I don't think it was in our defense, as far as men being men in America. In our defense, it has never been an even playing field from the beginning.
Well,
as far as America,
and for that reason.
Never, so when they put the image of a white man as being God with the blue eye, white hair, that image, optics. The optics is everything, and I'm sorry, that's just what it is. It's optics. It's what it is. So you're saying that when you read that white guy, oh, what the hell? That's a white guy. Even with CMC, our running back is really good, right?
And even
so
I've always
what he has a
negative
what?
I always call him
because
Chocolate
he's
Thunder
a
already.
running back.
Listen.
Yeah, and he is
or
chocolate
white
Thunder.
chocolate.
You feel me?
No, but you know what? This is something of a. It's going to take a long time for that to fade. But AJ, I see your point. We're
I'm
gonna have to
just pointing
stop,
out the fact that what Raymond was talking about that, and I had to really listen to it, and I was like, damn, he got some. It's just real ironic because when they had RG3, they ran him to the ground.
Yeah.
They had Donovan McNabb. He had a riff with the Kyle Shanahan and his daddy. And then we got Lance. I mean, look at the history. You got Trey Lance. I mean,
and I'm hoping
it's kind of
Kyle,
crazy.
I'm
Kind
just
of think
hoping
about
he's.
it.
I'm just hoping
I'm
he's
not putting
evolved.
I'm not.
No, I know what you're saying.
You think Kyle evolved?
I'm hoping he has because he
Kyle
drafted him.
evolved?
So you didn't bring him over there to treat him badly. So
I don't think he drafted him.
I want to see him play.
I think John did.
I know.
I think John
AJ,
drafted him.
we got to stop. This is going to be a controversy next year anyway. I already know what's coming.
It
so
is what it is.
Wait.
I mean, at the end of the day, I pull back on all this because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. They don't even have taxes. So we come in and we got people that call, and they got meathead opportunities. They talk with meathead concepts. So anyway, man, it's all good. I was just kind of just my little spin on it.
It's a subject that probably needs more attention, but
My
it's probably
opinion,
going to actually. But anyway. I try to stay out of the political arena on this show as much as I can. But listen,
beat the Raiders. How about that?
I'm all over that. All right.
Can you stay out of money? Can you stay out of money? But can we stay out of money? We can't stay out of money. Political, we might say, but can we stay out of that money game? That's capitalism. I don't think we can.
And that'll never stop either. That's all connected. Hey, you don't get me started on this subject. Hey, fam, let me see.
All right, man,
I'll be Friday.
Man. All right,
okay?
Man. I love you, dude. Don't let me trip off that, man.
I love you back,
Get
fam.
you some
know
Folgers
this.
coffee for
I'd love to be sitting in the club and talking with you, too. All right.
All right, bro.
Have a good night, man. Peace.
Yeah, you too.
And I will stick to my mantra of not wanting to talk politics. That just sort of like something where, you go there and it gets a little wild. Because we've got to have a peaceful planet before we all leave it. Damn it. Hayden.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hayden, we have Purdy sexuals already. The thing is, I don't know. Hayden, this is the thing. We got Purdy, and then we have the Trey Club. We have the Jimmy Club. I wonder if we could just leave Brock Purdy alone. Can we all agree and enjoy him for what he brings to the table? It's just.
And it's not going to end in one season, Ronbo. I'm telling you right now. Trey Lance is going to have a hell of a hard time getting that job back. I'm telling you right now, Ronbo.
Well, no,
next year, they're going to have a quarterback competition.
Yeah, I know.
And I think Purdy's going to win. I'm just saying.
No. It's justified only for no other reason other than it's a setback because Trey needed to get some work in this year. He didn't get any work in the year before. Now you're talking about a third year.
And you know what was weird? I was kind of looking at. You know what was weird, Ronbo? I was looking at Purdy's college highlights, and I'm like, this was the last pick in the draft.
See, somebody made a mistake. All right, because the thing is,
I'm saying, hey, let's be thankful they made that mistake because wow, I was looking at his highlights and he's dodging guys left and right and throwing touchdowns and I'm like, oh yeah, wait, what was this whole thing about him? He has no arm. I've thrown him more touchdowns deep than a lot of quarterbacks already.
He's extremely underrated. I still think it's his height. Because as you see him play,
yeah, but
his
okay, I get his
play
height,
says
okay, but he's an inch shorter than Jimmy.
An inch?
I get it. I get the whole height thing, but really the last pick in the draft is I was shocked.
I know, right? The last pick.
He looks like a second or third round pick, Ronbo.
Listen, he's at minimum he's a third. Listen, here's the thing though, Hayden, we can all appreciate that he came into the league with a huge chip on his shoulder.
Hey, better than Zach Wilson, I know that for damn sure.
And the Jets know it too. I got Zach tore his butt. Zach is done. They've already said. When's the last time a first-round pick?
Oh yeah, Robert Saleh don't play games.
Right? They make the announcement before the season is over, where the Jets are looking to part ways with their first-round pick, Zach Wilson. I saw that. What?
Yeah, I've kind of been. I don't follow the Jets, but like where I respected Salah so much because he kind of brought this whole like demeanor about the. Ever since he kind of like, we had that one rough year, but ever since 2019, the Niners defense has been lights out. So he kind of brought that to them. So I'll always respect that man.
Zach's gonna be an example. So Hayden, when you grow up, don't have an attitude. If you go to the NFL, you got to come in humble.
I know. And then he tried to repay. He tried to repay his teammates by giving them golf carts. Like, really, bro? Really?
I saw that. It's too late, Zach.
God.
That's where they're already walking around with T-shirts saying, "Give us what's the quarterback?"
I know, Mike
White.
What did it say, Mike?
Is it first name Mike?
Give me Mike White or
Can
something.
you imagine? All your teammates are walking around with T-shirts with his name on it.
Mike White is actually really good. I watched a few games. He has some bad throws, but he's like that game where he like broke his ribs and he's like, "No, put me back in there." I was like, "Damn, dude, okay."
That's the kind of attitude you want. If the coach, you tell him to sit down for. Oh, Big Show just pointed out, Hayden, Rosen. Did Rosen get dumped in his first year? I thought they let him have a second year.
Second, obviously.
So
that whole team was. Yeah. You could split that blame on a lot of that team because their head coach was terrible. He was trying to do the best he could with no team besides.
Though, since then, poor Josh, and he's a rich kid. The NFL money doesn't mean anything to him. He just wanted to play. But the thing is, he's not. He's been how many teams has he been on so far?
When we picked him up, I went to the Sorry to interrupt. But when we picked him up, and I went to the preseason game, and he came in, he was throwing a lot of dots. Not gonna out. Like when we picked him up and then we cut him, I was kind of disappointed, but whatever. Because he was still really young. He was still like 25 when we got. I don't know. Well, we should have maybe looked into that.
Well, you should have looked at him a bit more. In UCLA, I mean, the guy was just nails. I mean, he was good. Of course, then again, the NFL is not the college ball is not the NFL. So,
And there's one con besides with Trey Lance that I don't like. Whenever like he goes to run, he doesn't really get into like that like second, third gear, fourth. He kind of like hesitates. So if he could work on that, if he gets another shot, which I don't know which hopefully he does, I don't know. That's gonna be tough.
He's a big guy though, and usually even like Kaepernick, they're not quick, but once they get in stride, forget it, they're gone. Kaepernick was amazing.
Well, yeah. I remember watching that play live, and Kaepernick ran for 90 yards. I was like,
against the Chargers, right? Nobody's ever going to forget that.
I know.
Kaepernick
I watched that game.
He had the most
and then we still lost in overtime.
Form.
We were winning by like 21 points.
And we lose, and I know.
And
we didn't go to the playoffs that year. We should have went 10.
Don't even talk about that. That's
I know, right?
News. I was just thinking about that.
And the Rams, remember the fumble at the goal line? They said we didn't score the touchdown, and the Rams got away with beating us.
Don't even bring it up. I'll be.
Jesus Christ. But anyway. But those are the things.
God, I remember that. Could you? You know what kind of? Okay, so like, Patrick. It's kind of weird. Like Patrick Willis is like Fred Warner, and then Dre Green. Because like, I don't know. Bowman is
Bowman. Yeah.
Because like. It was Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, and then you thought, oh, look at this guy, Fred Warner. He's amazing, one of the best linebackers. And then you kind of see Dre Greenlaw kind of creep in, and now he's becoming like. So it's kind of funny how.
But you know what?
Repeats itself.
Navarro wasn't quite as good in coverage as Drake, although he was good until he got hurt. And Willis is not quite as good in coverage as maybe Fred.
Oh
Willis,
God, I remember
Willis was
that.
damn good in coverage too, though.
My God!
You remember that?
That was a fumble. Anyways.
What game?
Anyways. When his knee like tore and like.
Oh, you talking about against the Hawks? Oh man.
Yeah.
I didn't get me started on that either. Hey, we got to go. I'll be looking at you Friday and bring it's Raider.
Anyways,
hating,
that's old news.
Raider hating Friday.
Brock Purdy's gonna put the beat down on the Las Vegas Raiders that are terrible, and they'll be nobodies for 20 years because they have Josh McDaniels. I mean, come on, dude. That guy was a project.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
They've
Bill
got a good team.
Belichick like
The funny
made
thing
that
about them,
man's
they've
career.
got personnel. You've got Darren freaking Waller and Devontae
I
Adams.
know.
What's that guy they put in the slot all the time? He's good. You've got one of the best running backs in the NFL, and you're 6 and what? What is the problem? Mike Mc,
6-9, and you
Josh,
lose to the Steelers.
but Josh McDaniels
So you know what I
is
think?
in
Wait, hold on,
trouble.
real quick. My thing, I think the Raiders are going to do okay, and we're still going to be beating them. But in the second half, we're going to take over. They do terrible in the second half.
And you know it.
Terrible.
Let me see. I'm gonna see it Friday, and as I say, it's gonna be Raider fun time. Aiden,
Good night.
have a good night. I can't wait till Friday already. 72-3, Niners. If they would just do as I'd ask, Kyle. No taking it easy. If there's only 3 minutes left, and the score is already 42-7, you run it. You run that ball. Kyle, you need the work. We're not the best in the red zone. We're okay, but not good. So work on that red zone. Work on those red zone skills. Get that touchdown, Kyle. I want a 49-7. And then social media, good time. Here I come. Raiders. You guys enjoy that game? Yeah, that's fun. And listen, you guys, if you want to come back to the Bay, I feel like now you're not really a threat at all. You can move back into your old facility. Come on back. You guys are welcome back. Because you guys basically suck. And teams that just suck next door are okay. I'm not even mad at you anymore. You know that post that I still go back and look at every now and then? A few years ago when I said those things I said about you were nothing but the truth, and you guys got all salty and gave me a record of dislikes. It got into the thousands. You guys, you know what? You're vindictive. You're just disgusting, and that was uncalled for. And everything I said on that video, I meant every word of it. Go ahead, do me now. I don't care. I don't really care at all. At least I know you're there, and I just wanted you to hear what I had to say. Yes, fam. Friday we shall talk about the Raiders. You can tell. Oh, I can't wait. Fam, thanks for your contributions tonight. Please don't forget to subscribe for this Raider party coming up Friday and Sunday. Hit the like. Raiders, we're coming for you. 3, 4, you better shut the door.